Hello there, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, all of whom are loved and welcomed in this space. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Bibliotheque of Boba Fett, the only Book of Boba Fett focused discussion show hosted by the Imperial Senate Podcast. I'm your host, Charlie Ashby, and joining me as always is Master Assassin Clare Stribling. Hey.
Hey. Since this is the last time you're introducing me as that, I think that's a hilarious title. I just want you to know that me being a master assassin, someone who can't even kill a spider in my own home, it's satisfying to me. So at least somebody thinks so. I appreciate it.
As long as you choke one Ithorian, you'll be fine. I feel like that's the classification to get the Master Assassin.
I don't want to do that either.
Why?
Because Ithorians have been through enough.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's a lot of neck to strangle, to be fair. Anyway, why are we talking about this?
I have no idea.
Obviously, we lost last week's episode, so we're going to put it today's episode, combine both episode 6 and the finale. And what better way to celebrate this ending of a fantastic series than having a very special guest? He is one of the biggest Star Wars fans online, a member of Funhaus and the Idiots and Abroad. It is our good friend, Jacob Fullerton.
That's
yes!
me. I'm ready to talk about Star Wars and knock things over my eyes.
Yes!
Believe it or not, this is not a deep fake.
We spent all that money on ILM for no reason.
Clearly a learned man in the ways of the lightsaber.
Yeah, working on my Vapad. Form 7, keeping it real.
Just the casual.
Yeah.
You clearly refused the vest. You do I don't want a vest, Mando. I want to take that saber.
No. Yep. Give me that saber. I don't need no shirt. How you both doing? I'm excited. Very excited.
Yeah, we've wanted to have you on for ages, so this is a big moment for us. Big fans.
Yeah, I think you messaged me I think when the show was starting.
I think it must have been a few weeks before, maybe. Yeah.
And here we are. Boba Fett, Book of Boba Fett has come to an end.
Look how far we've come together.
Tatooine's a better place, and so are we. I feel like
I was chuckling at the Ithorian throat talk.
I mean,
the real throat goats, because they got lots of them.
Throat goats.
Beautiful. Yeah.
I'd love to hear some Ithorian throat singing.
I'm working on it, but
cute.
I can't quite pull it off. It's one of those things I do in the shower.
You just got to do a really good Robert Rodriguez impression. I was surprised he didn't get one more cameo in. I was like, is he going to voice every character in the series? I feel like he should. Why not?
I did like that. I always like a good Ithorian on camera, which I guess there aren't really that many.
Not really, no.
Not really.
Many, off the top of my head. I guess you got a New Hope.
Honestly, it's probably just this one and a New Hope Cantina story.
They drink and they rule stuff. That's all we know about them.
And good for them.
Absolutely. And we got the really cool, I guess, does the Clone Wars 2003 cartoon count?
That's got a lot of them. Yeah. They get choked a lot in that show.
They did
as well.
Poor baby. But all the abuse towards Ithorians and calling them hammerheads, all this racism and abuse.
Yeah.
It's a rough life being an Ithorian.
Well, the next show is going to be Cobb Vanth getting raised by Ithorians on probably Tatooine again.
Why not?
Every show is going to be on Tatooine from now on.
I mean,
absolutely.
So far, the next
pretty
one
much.
Definitely.
They're like, we got the sets. Might as well use them. Recycling.
That's true. I've got to put
the mouse,
sand.
just being frugal.
Yeah, good for them. They got the volume, shooting all those cool virtual sets and stuff. But let's just make it a desert.
I love the idea of them being we've created this. It's the most perfect way to recreate any design you want. What planet do you want? Do you want a cityscape? Do you want a massive ocean? It's like, we need Tatooine.
Again.
Okay. Do you want somewhere else, somewhere new in Tatooine, a new cityscape? Mos Eisley?
What about Mos Eisley? We still got those stormtroopers on spikes.
Yeah, I was really hoping. I know this is sort of cut to future, but I was really hoping they were going to replace the stormtrooper helmets with the pike helmets.
Oh, the goofy pike helmets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or like
it's
mix it
only
up a little
fitting.
bit.
Yeah,
like,
it's
no
got time.
spies and no Nazis, please. I feel
that's a good policy for Mos Eisley. Really getting progressive.
Well, Jacob, what are your sort of like? What's been your thoughts on the show so far? Like, what's your opinion of the show?
Okay, so far it's been kind of a roller coaster for me. Lots of ups and downs. Like I like Tamara Morrison a lot. I will say that.
Mhm.
Like, regardless of what I think about each episode, I do like watching Tamara Morrison. And I remember being a little lukewarm on the beginning, and then it's kind of like just alternating for me. Like, there'll be an episode that I'm not that into, then one that I'm really into, then one that I'm not that into, and then episodes of The Mandalorian, which I love. Yeah, so it's been kind of ups and downs. I found something to like in every episode, even if I didn't like the whole episode itself. And I don't know, it's kind of like the things that I really like about the show, I feel almost tracked from it, despite how much I enjoy them. It's really weird. It's kind of a mess, but one that I'm glad I watched nonetheless.
Yeah, I feel like with the show, the identity thing was always kind of an issue.
Yeah,
I think thematically it all links quite well. Like even the Mando episodes, I feel like thematically link really well with the overall arc of like Boba and being part of a tribe.
yeah.
But it does kind of feel a little bit like they weren't sure what to do next. Like maybe COVID was an issue, and they were like,
yeah, always is. I mean, it's kind of a weird spot because it's strange to say, but I feel like Mandalorian as a show, like that was our show about Boba Fett without it being Boba Fett, mysterious got man in Mandalorian armor. And then of course it became way more than that, and it was great. Even having Boba Fett in it, which was also great. But then it's just like, how do we have the show about Boba Fett without making it just the Mandalorian? Which in some ways they did.
Yeah.
Like, we'll just do 2 episodes of the other show just for our laugh.
Yeah.
And then, in the interim, just to keep them on the edge. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's tough to like find something to do with this character and have it be different. And then I guess like there's a lot of, flashbacks, maybe too many for me, especially in the end when the stuff about like, oh, who really killed his Tusken tribe and stuff. Like, wasn't really sure. I'll get it more into it when we actually talk about the episode.
Yeah.
But just like lots of things that just like come up and didn't really pay off.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff we kind of, I think, I can say for myself, like we're hoping that we're sort of touched upon a bit more in the finale or given a bit more of a hit on the head that perhaps, I don't know, 2 episodes could have filled.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an interesting one. It's very like, I think of any Star Wars, you never want to dislike it completely. At least for me, like I never want to hate Star Wars, but
yeah, I feel like there's
series.
like 2 sides of my Star Wars coin, and there's like the one that just like is delighted by gonk droids and like T-14 hyperdrives and stuff, and then the other side that wants to like just needs compelling TV or compelling storytelling.
Yeah.
So that coin is constantly just spinning on a table.
It's the Inception.
Yeah, exactly. It spins forever, and I never really know which one's going to win out.
Well, why don't we dive straight into the first episode and sort of break down whatever we can on that one. Don't feel pressured to, have to talk about everything in that episode, but we'll do our best.
I got to be pressured not to talk about everything in these episodes. Woo!
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, obviously, first up, we have from the desert comes a stranger.
Indeed.
Which was quite the stranger indeed.
Yeah, not the stranger I thought it would be.
No.
I kind of freaked out a little bit.
It was one of those moments where I was like, that's not going to be that person.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, you got... Okay. Of course, we're talking Cad Bane right now. but like you see the distant figure, you're like, can't. That kind of looks like Cad Bane. Can it be Cad Bane? And then like the next shot, you're like, that's Cad Bane. Damn it, it's Cad Bane.
Like we're all in trouble. We are
Yeah.
so screwed right now.
Yeah.
Like as like listeners of the podcast know that I am obsessed with Cad Bane. I love him. I grew up on those Western, like my dad constantly had like episodes of like Gunsmoke or Bonanza or a John Wayne or Clint Eastwood Western, like spaghetti Western on. So this is like the wheelhouse I live in, the Lee Van Cleef, evil, baddest of the bad dude who has the quickest hands in the entire galaxy. I'm just like, I love you. I love you so much. I hate you, but I love you. And like the amount of ugly, like ridiculous, emotional, overwhelming, like crying that happened when I was like, he's in live action. Oh my god, this is what I wanted. I was like, it's on our YouTube. It's embarrassing. Go look at it.
Oh, that's
it's really
amazing.
awful.
I'm going
terrible.
to watch that.
Yeah, and when he came back in Bad Batch 2, that video is no longer up, but it was like, that was one of the things on my checklist. One of them was Salacious Crumb, which I didn't get. Still salty about that. Justice for Monkey Lizards. But this was like everything I've ever wanted since 2008. And I'm just like,
Yeah, I can't ever not be excited when Cad Bane shows up. Like, I didn't realize it. Like, I've always really liked Cad Bane just because, like, he's cool. He's a gunslinger and he's in Star Wars. And, like, they did that thing that Star Wars, I think, is always the best at. Or what makes the best Star Wars is just wrapping a genre in Star Wars paper. Yes. And, like, this is just, like Star Wars has always had a lot of Western inspirations, but this is just the most like distilled of that, having this like wide brim hat wearing gunslinger and making him like a Duros. And him having like weird like hoses in his face and stuff, and he has a cool voice and he's chewing on toothpicks. It all just works so well. And then like, yeah, he shows up in Bad Batch, and like that was when I think I realized like, oh my god, I love Cad Bane so much. And I'll be excited whenever he shows up.
Yeah, and that was the moment that I was like, "Oh my god, are they going to do it? Are they going to?" No, they're not going to. I can't get my hopes up. I'm not going to do that. I can't. But are they going to put him in live action? Are they going to put him in Boba Fett? Are they going to finish the fight?
Yeah, his silhouette is so like unmistakable.
Because there was for like a big time, like we didn't know what happened to that character. Obviously, he's not in the OT, and there's that unfinished Clone Wars arc where Boba finally got the armor. And we see one of them obviously didn't make it out. And then we see the metal plate in the Bad Batch. And you're like, okay, so that did happen. There's history between them, obviously. And we know he's alive.
Yeah. Just hearing his voice, too.
Like
Cobb Vanth. It's so good.
I have to say, like, I always love the Duros look, like, especially in A New Hope. And I think it really works well in live action, like the Cad Bane. I think the way they did the animatronics was fantastic. Yeah. But he has resting the fuck face. He's kind of like, what the fuck's going on?
Those dang big pointy teeth that actor's got in his mouth.
Those beautiful teeth. You're like, look at him. Look at him go.
Like, he's always like...
What's going on?
I love it though. I thought they did a great job making him look good in live action. Like when I saw it, like I'm like, just lift up that hat. Let me see those eyes. And then he did. And
so beautiful. Those beautiful red eyes. You're like, look at you.
But that was the end of the episode. There's a lot of stuff that happens before that.
There was
sure.
there was.
Oh my god! I didn't register anything else after that happened. It was just like, okay, that's all I can think about for the next 2 weeks.
There was a lot in this episode, and for some, maybe a bit too much. Obviously, it's very much felt like a bit of a Mandalorian episode.
Oh yeah, very much like the previous one, which was entirely that Mandalorian episode. So this one like started with Cobb Vanth, and then like for the rest of the episode, he wasn't in. I was like, what was going on with Cobb Vanth? Because it was a pretty long episode. Okay. Yeah,
that was a really great opening as well, and it continues my one of my favorite Star Wars traditions of a character never changing their clothes, which I think is fantastic. That or the Marshal's outfit on in Freetown happens to be just a red shirt and like
Yeah.
cargo pants.
Like he really needs like some kind of getup or something because it always kind of to me look like he's wearing like PJs.
Just like PJs, yeah, like he's just woken up and like
Yeah, like that
Oh,
was the
God.
shirt he was just wearing underneath Boba Fett's armor, and he's just like, whatever, I'll just wear this forever.
I hope he bought that from the Jawas as well.
Yeah, for real. He's
He's
just
the top man of Tatooine.
yeah, but yeah, Cobb Vanth, he needs a little needs some wardrobe assistance. I think he
Yeah,
should have
do you
maybe
think
visit like Queen Amidala or something.
Yeah. Take a quick trip to Naboo. Come on now.
Yeah.
They got the airliner over there. They'll send you right back. I
Yeah, Mos
love the
Espa's got a
idea of
good,
commercial travel. Star
Yeah,
Wars commercial air travel.
that was cool to see,
Like,
and funny to
amazing.
see like the Mandalorian having to deal with it at all. It's
Yeah,
like,
'cause
I gotta put this precious dark saber through like I gotta check it. Gotta check it at
Check my
the
bags.
terminal. Yeah.
Amazing.
I think we said this last time, but it just reminded me of that Robot Chicken sketch when Palpatine has to see his like case go around the Death Star. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, my luggage is lost. Like that's what
Yeah.
I think of. I really
Finally got back to it.
I also really love the way that it's the first time we kind of see commercial travel since Attack of the Clones. Like I think that's the last time we saw
Yeah.
it, right? With Padme.
Yeah, where they get on like it was like even just what was like just a freight transport that people just take as like a refugee ship or something. But this was like actual people sitting in their seats, just like taking the bus.
Taking the bus.
Yeah, from one place to another. But yeah, it's cool to see. Like, I think what this show did have in spades was cool world building, which
Yeah.
always welcome to me in Star Wars. It's even like seeing Mos Espa in like such a different light and stuff. Because like Mos Espa before, it just looked like Mos Eisley in Phantom Menace and stuff.
Yeah.
And this was like, oh, there's so much more to this, and it's like a cleaner town and whatnot, which I was down with.
Yeah, definitely. Like the world building was huge. The other thing is, I'm always interested to see what my dad thinks about new Star Wars things because he's like the absolute most casual. He's the person who complains about bombs dropping down in space. He's like one of those people. So I'm always interested to see what he thinks of the new stuff. And he's like, I liked this because I didn't have to think. And I'm like, that's great. That's awesome. Like, cool, great. Sit back and have like, don't have to think and just whatever. I'm like, that's fine. Cool.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed that about it, that's awesome. I'm glad you did. And he enjoyed the Western references. These were his favorite episodes. So I'm like, okay, cool. All right. Not mad at that.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what happened like right after the Cobb Vanth thing. It was straight to Mando, straight to our buddy Din.
I think it was straight to that really great cockpit shot of like. I was always interested in how they're going to show the cockpit shot for the N1s because obviously we always saw like Anakin sort of head height, and he's tiny as it is. So
I like this one.
Yeah, this one was really cool. Like this sort of where the stick would be, the gear stick.
That like wide angle crotch shot, but you can see out the canopy and stuff, and like see all the stars and whatnot.
Crotch shot.
I mean, I dig
we'll
it.
ever get to Pedro Pascal's crotch. You know what? I'll take it.
Oh,
you know,
right.
I know. He doesn't wear a cod piece, it seems. So
We're all blessed.
There's room for a
Truly
camera.
I have to say, like, I just love to quickly go back to Cobb Vanth. I know this is another skipping forward at the moment, but
Wow,
Cobb
we go out of
Vanth-
order, Charlie.
it's Star Wars.
That's fair. That's fair.
I really
Very
love
true.
the fact that Cobb Vanth seems to be a prequel lover, like we are. 'Cause he's
Yeah, for real.
like, M1 Starfighter, right? And he's like,
Oh my god, he's into it. Yeah, he's got his pod racer engine and stuff.
Yes,
that too.
Yeah,
So he's a kid that grew up on the Phantom Menace, probably.
yeah,
handsome
good for
guy who
him.
loves the classics, man. You know, it's good.
Yeah, I've had people ask me like, "Oh, like, do you think like, Din Djarin's Naboo Starfighter is that Anakin's?" I'm like, you can't have like Anakin's pod racer and Anakin's Naboo Starfighter in the same place.
They sold
They
it.
made
like,
more than one,
Yeah.
people.
That'd be too much. Yeah, Ugh, it doesn't all
Anakin
need to be
was
on
here.
Tatooine. Yeah,
Annie
scratched
was
on.
here, yeah, carved into the side. Yeah.
that's what all those little symbols under the cockpit mean.
It's just as Anakin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
What did you think about that ship design?
I was so excited when like Peli Motto pulls the blanket off and she's like, "Oh, it's a Naboo Starfighter." I was like, come on, Din, just take it. Take the ship.
Take it.
Let her
please.
fix it up. It's gonna be so cool. Ugh.
You
It's
need
one
the
of
Razor
those-
Crest. You
Yeah.
don't.
It's
Oh
one
my
of those
God.
moments where it kind of feels like Star Wars is sort of torturing us or tricking us because we're Star
Mhm.
Wars fans. Where
Yeah.
you're like, sometimes you might want a little bit of like story development, and you're like, "Isn't N1 Starfighter?"
Yeah.
That
This is
will
the
be a
car
Lewis that-
episode. Yeah.
Yep.
You're like, God damn it, you won me over.
Like, this is everything I needed.
got
Screw
me.
the plot line.
Yeah.
They've
And I know
got
this
the
was like the
button.
previous episode, but like it was just I feel like that Pelimato character brings out this like weird vulnerability in the Mando, where he's kind of like when she's like, "Oh, you want to fly it?" He's like, "Really?"
He's like, "Yes, please.
Yes.
I would love that."
He just like drops that wizard when he gets out of it. It's just like, oh, it like really warmed my heart. I'm like, oh, he's having fun, and it's great.
I feel like you can tell by the voice acting that Pedro loved that. Like he appreciates that line, and I thought that's really cool.
Yeah, and I will bring more stuff about that when we get farther into the episode, because he goes to that planet, which I don't remember or know what the name of this planet is that Luke's building a temple on.
Yeah, I don't think we've got.
It escapes me.
Yeah, I think it's just.
I don't think so.
Yeah, my knowledge of like more recent canon Star Wars stuff is kind of foggy and completely lacking sometimes.
No, I completely understand, and I feel like I definitely don't think there is a name for that planet. I feel like it's just the flashback planet.
Yeah, it might be named in like some Kylo Ren comic or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we go there, and that was when like this episode started messing with my brain, because you got like the sequence with all those like ant droids building that temple, which was really cool. It just looked cool, and the music was interesting and stuff.
That was one of those moments where, like I was talking about the N1 Starfighter, like one of my favorite characters of all time is R2. So as soon as you see that little, I'm like, okay, well, the episode's great, 10 out of 10. Let's go. And then, like you said, the androids that R2 seems to be like the boss of, or controlling somehow.
I'm obsessed with the androids and them building him a little bench to sit on.
Yeah, they just like impromptu make him a bench.
I'm like, I love these androids so much. Just picking up little stones. I'm like, that is my brand of weird. I love it. It was
like the perfect like Star Wars taking something familiar and making it into like a Star Wars thing. Because you look at them, and it's just ants. They're just ants, but they're droids, and they're doing a thing that ants do, and building a little house.
And
it's cool.
Like in your brain, you're like, of course, Luke just used the Force, or he got the students to use the Force, and he hated this. like no, he used the androids clearly.
Yeah,
like,
he hired
a hive
this
of android
service.
But then,
go ahead.
I have to say, I think like I don't really mind Episode 9, but any sort of like I guess like credit or redemption I gave to Ben Solo has been immediately revoked. Because those androids did a great job. And he just destroyed that beautiful temple.
They worked real hard for that.
Like,
I will say that I'm thankful that Grogu's now out of that situation, because and I'm on the other end of the coin. I'm not the biggest. There's things I liked about Episode 9, but it's not really my thing. I have issues. We're okay. We get over it. We live, we laugh, we move on.
Yeah.
But the thing about it that I like could not forgive was if Grogu was still in that damn temple.
He's still a baby.
I was like, he's a 50-year-old sweet little baby that you murdered. But no, we're good. We're good.
Yeah,
All's
he'd
good.
be like
All's
an
good.
80-year-old baby. Probably it's still a baby.
I like to think that when
baby.
Luke did that little trick on him to get the Order 66 flashback, because he was like awakening memories that he'd long forgotten. He remembered that Skywalker is the name of the guy that started this shit. And he's like, I want to get the fuck out of it.
Awkward. I know.
Also, can we talk about that as well? You are forcing a baby, a 50-year-old baby, but a baby nonetheless, to relive repressed traumatic memories. Luke, that's a little bit screwed up, bro.
Let me help you remember your home.
It's horrible. And then it must have lasted a while because he just fucks off. Like Luke,
he's like, all right, I've done that. I'm gonna go do some more. I'm gonna go build this house a little bit more.
He's like, I need to get my backpack. Be right back.
Yeah, I need to go get my baby Bjorn.
Baby Bjorn.
He still kept it. I love that. It just, I love those small little intricacies because it makes me feel like Luke hasn't really changed. Like,
nope, he's still doing flips off of rocks.
I'm Jedi Luke, and I am a Jedi Knight now. It's like, no, he's got a little green dude in his back doing little flips and up for this change shenanigans.
So Luke, good old Luke.
Luke Skywalker's back.
Oh my god! When I saw his face, I was like, "Oh my god, it's insane!
It's ridiculous.
It's crazy."
I saw people picking it apart online, but honestly, watching it, I was like, "This is so close that I'm not even like. Why are we mad?"
Like I was actually bought in with the face this time. Like the first time, I was like, "Oh, whatever." Like I'm glad he's here. I see what they did. They didn't do the best job, but they did it, and like it worked for this. I think this time I was like, "Oh my god, his face!" And like the first time you see him, you see his face, and you're like, "Wow." And the first few times he talks, he's off camera, and I was like, "Oh, okay, they're gonna do this. They're gonna like have him off camera." And then the next scene, he's just talking on camera, and I was like,
"What is real anymore? I don't know."
Yeah. They went for it. They really went for it.
It was the micro facial animations he was doing. There's a moment where he's like, I don't know if I can describe it as the "don't do that."
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
and it's hard to describe, but you're right. It's just those subtle little things that you wouldn't do to like a cartoon face, and I think that's the stuff that sold it.
I genuinely think, because I know there's a lot of discussion about whether this is realistic and the morals of this, and it's a perfectly fine discussion to have, and it makes perfect sense. I think in terms of like, does it look good? For general audiences, I feel like they're going to be stunned, and I feel like most people don't realize that it's like CG. I think the reason why we as a collective, like people online who like are Star Wars fans, have more of an issue with it is because we mentally know the faces.
Yeah,
like there's a moment where I was watching it, I was like, that's Luke at the end of episode 4, like at the temple, or that's Luke when, like, because it's, you know, the faces they're using, and obviously, like when you see someone again, you don't go, that's Claire from last year's birthday party. Like, that's not how you work, and I think that's what throws us off a little bit more.
Yeah, like I was bought in with the voice. I mean, the hair, the face is the voice, like is kind of up and down for me. Like I bet a lot of the time it was good, but there were some like lines that were just like so weird. And then learning how the voice happened was even weirder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was like, that's really creepy.
I don't like that we can do that as a society.
Yeah, it's very unsettling that technology works like that. But I think it worked well enough for how much Luke there was in this episode.
Yeah, and it makes me very intrigued to see how they go with this. Like, are they pushing forth? Like, are they going to go with more Luke Skywalker stuff? Because, you know, I can appreciate people's suggestions that maybe it might be a good idea to have like a live action actor if we can do more stuff.
Yeah,
but it seems like they're not going to go down that route, which is interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always down for just like recasting a character, having like a person that looks like this person, and like. I don't know. I don't think I feel like because it's Star Wars and they got that Disney money that will not be the way this goes.
Right. Especially after some people, I will fight them to the death. We're arguing about Alden in Solo. Oh. I loved Alden.
Yeah.
And I didn't want him to be Harrison Ford because he's not Harrison Ford. And don't just do a Harrison Ford impression the whole time.
That was
be
like
Han Solo, be the character, and it was great. And he got the mannerisms right. He got the attitude. Slightly younger, more naive attitude, right? Before the world crushes his cute little spirit. But, you know, it doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
It doesn't get over it, people.
And in that case, like, I was so surprised by that because, like, he doesn't really look like a young Harrison Ford. It's like face is completely different. Just they gave him the hair, I guess.
Yeah.
But everything else about him, like all his mannerisms, like all the subtle little things, you're like, oh, he's a great Han Solo. Like I believe that he's Han Solo, but like I guess it's like different because this is Luke only a few years after last time he's on camera in Return of the Jedi, so it's kind of iffy. But I just it worked for me this time. It worked for me this time. I was down with it, with him just like being like the side character in this Boba Fett episode. I almost called it a Mandalorian episode again. I keep doing to everybody. And people who haven't watched the show yet are confused. And I'm like, oh, I mean Boba Fett. I mixed them up, but they don't realize this because there's Mando episodes in the middle of it.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah,
so
but
what did Boba do this episode? You're like, I think he stood there for a bit.
yeah, he made a face.
Hello, hello.
A knowing nod at Din Djarin, and I think that's about it. He has a lot of just single nods in Jabba's palace.
I feel like I was disappointed with the nod because I feel like he should have nodded at Din and then gone up to him and rubbed his chin.
Oh yeah, little
And then, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, like,
Creature of habit.
He's like, nice helmet. But the Luke stuff was really interesting. This episode, like we said before, is kind of like throwing stuff at you. So you're like, okay, Mandalorian, R2D2, Luke Skywalker.
It was
And
very
Ahsoka.
much a Dave Filoni episode.
Yes.
Ahsoka Tano.
It's like Dave turned that cowboy hat upside down and shook it.
Yeah.
And all this
The
came
ideas
falling
go-
out.
All
There
can
was,
think
yeah,
of-
Ahsoka. There's like so much going on in this episode.
I feel like Dave Filoni just does that in general. Like he's like, any idea you ask him, he's like, so who should we invite for Christmas? He's like, well, Ahsoka could come.
Yeah,
Like, what?
And Darth Maul.
like Darth Maul probably.
Darth Maul would be good. Interesting. Yeah. I just love it when he just that's his
wow.
excuse for everything. It's like,
Yeah.
interesting. Like,
Oh
We
my
need to
God,
get you a cowboy hat for celebration, Charlie. I think that was the sign. Just you can cosplay as Dave.
There we go. There's a look right there. Can't miss it.
the Dave Filoni look, you gotta love it.
I know.
But yeah, Ahsoka and Luke Skywalker in the same scene was just.
It was cool. I couldn't help but be delighted by that. Friend of the family. Good
Oh,
little
the
joke.
lion.
Uh,
That was
like
up
it was
there.
something I didn't realize I would be delighted to see.
Yeah, it's one of
Um,
those things where I think like it's up there with me in terms of new lines in Star Wars. It's
Mhm.
definitely up there with me with, let's just say they might recognize my face in terms of like funny, but also like,
Like,
damn,
It's true.
Yeah,
It's
it
very
hits.
true. Yeah. But we had and then yeah, just seeing them together was super cool. Getting Luke like giving Yoda's teachings to like another of his race was like also pretty heartwarming and stuff. It's like, oh, look how far he's come.
oh, and
He's-
talking about Master Yoda with him.
Yeah.
Ah, my
The way he like
soul.
uses the force to lift Grogu
Lift
forward so
Grogu.
to keep him, to have him keep up with his walk. I was like, oh my God.
it's
It's
adorable.
so funny. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, a little training montage with Grogu. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, little training remote when he just picks it up and like kicks it or whatever the first time. Like,
Yeah.
oh, sweet prince, you can do whatever you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care if
so
you become a Jedi.
it's
Oh,
definitely not
amazing.
something I expected from this show, but I was pretty delighted by it. And then of course we have like Mando wants to deliver his little Beskar shirt to Grogu, and him like not being able to see him ultimately, like that was so just like, oh my heart. I loved it.
Mhm.
But it hurt. They do such a good job of just conveying emotion on this faceless character.
Yeah.
Oh
Just
yeah.
from like Pedro's voice acting and then like the camera work and stuff. Like when you said earlier when he's like, I came all this way, it's like he looks sad. He looks sad. You can't see his face because he's wearing a like bucket on his head.
And then
And the
Ahsoka
way
gives
that line was delivered, I literally like crumpled. I was like, oh, oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Ahsoka gives that frustrating Jedi like talk where it's like, I'm angry at you, but I know you're right. Like, it's just like, oh, okay, fine. But that did bring up an interesting debate online about like, the Jedi at this time, especially Luke, like, and potential like hypocrisy with Luke
Mhm.
Skywalker, which I find really interesting. Like, obviously, he's seemingly following the traditional Jedi ideals about attachments,
Yeah.
which is intriguing considering with the whole Vader stuff.
Yeah.
I wonder what both your thoughts were on that.
Well, one of my thoughts was like, Ahsoka, aren't you over this stuff?
Exactly.
Yep.
Didn't you find better things to do than be a Jedi? But yeah, I thought that was interesting. I mean, it made for I'm always down with like bittersweet anything. I always think like emotionally that I get the most out of that from media. So like having our denying a visit between these two characters that I love seeing together, I was like, okay, I do like this. I like how this makes me hurt.
It hurts so good.
But yeah, like I guess it does make sense considering what happens later. But
I mean, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it doesn't work out
maybe.
for him. But I guess that's just how he figures it out. Luke, I'm talking about, of course. But yeah, same. It made me frustrated with those characters, but it did make sense to me. I was just like, all right, I get why they're doing this because they're trying to like get this old order back together and trying to let's just do it with the basics, I guess. But I also wanted my favorites to get together. But
exactly. Yeah.
I'm glad it happened the way it did, I guess.
What about you, Claire?
This is so my immediate thought on this was holy hypocrite, Batman, you're gonna change your mind here in a bit. Who are we gonna not have attachments to? We're gonna train my sister and my sister's kid. And who else are we gonna train? Okay, cool. No attachment except for Luke. Luke attachments are cool. Everyone else, nah, you can't have them. Okay, cool. Cool story, bro.
I think I tweeted something similar where it was like Luke Skywalker being like, no attachments are bad, it could lead you to the dark side. And Din being like, okay, that makes sense. I get it. So who are you thinking about training next? Probably my nephew. Excuse me?
What are you doing? Just let him have the shirt and the lightsaber. You're gonna train your nephew, you hypocrite.
I know, it's handy to have both. It's like it'll keep him safe.
Thank you. Yeah, it's like, come on.
Yeah. Well, I was presenting a funny scenario to some folks, just saying like, Luke takes out the shirt. It's like, I made you this.
Oh,
it's like, Luke, what are you doing? But it would have made me laugh.
that would have been great. Like,
this
hey,
is the
Luke,
path to the dark
that
side.
is something that's way too shitty for Luke to do. But
like, happy birthday, Grogu. Mandalorian didn't get you nothing.
What if we put Luke back in this Boba Fett show and just made him just the biggest asshole?
He's a dick. He's the biggest
Yeah,
dick.
he's just bafflingly awful.
God, being the hero of the galaxy went to his head, and he's just like,
and Ben was right.
Yeah,
like, his story was true. Like, and they're like, no,
he grabs the frog that Grogu's trying to eat, and then like puts it over to his mouth.
his jaw hinges like a snake, and he takes them all in, every single one.
all of the frogs when he lifts them off.
Yeah,
amazing.
The Ahsoka's like, I'm gonna leave again. I hate this order. This order sucks.
So much like your father.
So much like your father eating frogs.
She gets a hologram out of Anakin.
Yeah, he's that bug in the Genndy Tartakovsky Clone Wars.
Oh yeah, he does. There's lovely little worms he has.
Yeah, he's a pig.
Anakin
Skywalker is disgusting. All these Skywalkers are gross.
Jesus. But yeah, I just felt like, come on, Luke, you can do better than this. And that's so good because that's kind of like his aunt.
Yeah.
Like,
sort of. I mean, you say it. Yeah, that's true.
Like you're the aunt. You're gonna train your sister, your nephew. He's probably talking to his dad still. Like Anakin's probably like hiding by the tree as a ghost.
Yeah.
We does.
He's like Christensen getting some more work. I'm down with that.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
But I was the way it happened. I was like, all right, cool. Makes me sad. Cool.
And I really actually appreciate the choice sequence at the end. Like I like the way that Luke gave him a choice. He's like, look, cool outfit or Yoda's lightsaber. And this is one of those things where I guess like with the older you, like the media, there's like a media hierarchy of like TV and film come first, comics and then whatever. Because there's a big like hoo-ha over but I think Masamune destroyed Yoda's lightsaber in Darth Vader issue 1. I was like, who cares?
Nobody cares what Masamune does.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
He's just like a big dum-dum with a goofy hat.
One horny politician.
Chagrians.
I love that advert. The one horny politician, you know? You gotta feel bad for him. But I just love the idea of like, I mean, the Empire are very bad at burning things anyway, as we know.
Yeah.
I mean, Vader's there, like burning things does not work. I'm a walking example, so.
Walking example, Jesus.
So yeah, I think I don't mind Luke just picking it up. Maybe it's
Yeah.
just an eBay copy. Maybe someone just remade it. He's like,
Yeah, I think
this
I
is
remember
Got it off
seeing in
Ultra
like I had
Savers.
some cross section thing of like Yoda's house and like his lightsaber was in it or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. Lots of just I don't know. This info's out there. I don't care.
And his cloak as
You
well.
got the
Like,
lightsaber.
like he left the cloak right in episode 3 because he
Yeah.
just crawls the vent to see Bail. He's like, get my cloak back, I must.
Yeah, that
Then I'll
movie
fuck off.
shot is like immediately after the trailer shot where they're clashing lightsabers and there's
Yes.
volcanoes erupting. Then it's Yoda crawling through the vents. Careful timing we will need.
There's so
Oh
much
my
we could talk about
God.
Revenge of the Sith being brilliant forever.
Yeah,
It just reminds me, like, I really do hope we get to see more of that exploration. Maybe you might see Yoda in the Kenobi series.
Mhm.
It always made me laugh when you retrospectively go back and watch like the Clone Wars in episode 3, when you're just
Yeah.
like, you all have personalities, you're all your own individual self, and then you just see him
Cutting
that
clones'
lightsaber
heads
into the
off
clone.
and dismembering them. Oh
They're
my
just
God.
throwing it at that clone in the temple and then jumping
Yeah.
on it and just it's like, sorry, Dave. Like, see you later.
Oh, no, you I did.
Individual you are. Dead you are now.
Dismember you I will.
Dead you are.
Oh my gracious.
But yeah, well, a very crazy episode. Obviously, get the little sequence where Baby Grogu has to choose what he's going to pick. Either in doubt. Before he
Yeah,
goes to
it just
lightsaber.
like it leaving it there. Like, I almost would have wished that was the last time we saw Grogu in this series. I'll get more into
Yeah.
that later. But
Interesting.
yeah, is it right after that Cad Bane happens? We go back to Cobb Vanth?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
no. Then they go back to Jabba's palace and Fennec Shand exposits.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fennec
yeah.
Shand's like, hey, we exist still.
Yeah.
And, this is the plan. We're going to do this. See you
Mhm.
next week.
Got all the pals together, all the chrysanthemum, all the mods, those 2 avocados. That's what I call the.
Avocados.
Yes, they look the Gamorrean guards. They look like avocados.
They do.
They just look like
Oh,
big, like cut in half avocados.
R.I.P. buddies. Oh my
Oh
god.
my god! Yeah, that was the saddest thing that happened in the finale for me. Was
Look.
the
Same.
Guard
I was
death.
like,
I'm just saying, we don't see any bodies, and this is Star Wars, okay?
That's true. That is very true.
When you see
I
some
mean-
like monk droids with the little spider leg monk droids,
Yeah,
with
the
Gamorrean
little more
fronts.
monks. Yeah.
oh my god.
But yeah, we got the little meeting. They're coming up with the plan. Boba doesn't say a word, which was hilarious. Like I
Yeah,
was
he's
like, oh, Boba
old-fashioned.
Fett's in this episode, and then like when the scene it moved on after that, and it was like, he didn't talk.
'Cause you're like,
He's
oh,
amazing.
he'll come back.
He'll come.
You're like-
Surely he'll be in the finale.
But
Oh,
thankfully,
anyways.
he is in the finale.
He
We have
is in
that
the finale
really
a lot.
great shootout sequence with Cad Bane, Cad Bane,
Cad
and
Bane.
Cobb
We're
Vanth.
mixing up these characters.
There's too many
With the
gods.
same amount of syllables and the same first letter.
Oh my goodness.
With that great shootout, thankfully the douchey deputy gets shot.
Yeah,
yes.
please tell me they didn't put that guy in the back to tank because my god, he's bringing all of us down.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh my! Like we see the back to tank, and we start a flashback of the deputy getting a job or whatever. I was hoping like they put that Gamorrean in the back to tank. We see the back to tank Gamorrean guard flashback.
Wouldn't that be
Whatever he
great?
was doing.
Just like a whole episode of Oinking.
Yeah. Every episode is just like a flashback of somebody else in this back to tank.
So
Ugh.
season 2 of Boba Fett's gonna be laid out. Everybody healing from getting their ass whooped in this episode. Just,
Yeah.
oh goodness.
And then 2 episodes in the Mandalorian.
yes, exactly. Exactly.
I hope that's what
Um,
they do in Kenobi with Anakin, because we know he's that little cool back to shower from
Yeah.
Rogue One.
I'm hoping
So
for
maybe-
some like flashbacks of these two pals hanging out.
Just rub each other's hair. Like,
And also just to get us off Tatooine
Right.
I feel
for
like
a little bit.
I feel like it would be funny if Kenobi is the one show that's mostly not on Tatooine.
He like takes a vacation from watching Luke.
Yeah, they're like,
It's
we're going
just-
on holiday. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
chase Luke.
It's like I'll be back in time to make sure Luke's okay.
Like
Yeah, oh, Luke's-
intergalactic lampoon vacation.
Yeah. Oh,
Be
Luke
awesome.
got snuck onto a transport and went to somewhere really cool on accident. Better go get him.
He's gone to Coruscant. Oh no.
Oh God, I guess I'll have to go there. Have a really compelling episode of TV.
The final episode is literally just the final shot of Ferris Bueller like running back home. But it's Obi-Wan Kenobi trying to get back to the last homestead.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta get Luke back home for blowing notices.
It just cuts to him and the crew like.
Oh God, but yeah, we have Cobb Vanth and his deputy and stuff, and in Freetown. I love that
Freetown.
bartender.
Oh yeah, the week.
The week yeah, and then like Cad Bane shows up and he's amazing. I was so excited.
The cool little gun holster shot.
Yeah,
Like, okay.
we had our Western shootout
So
scene.
good.
And yeah,
And
I was
no,
very
this is
excited.
It's like a super weird thing, but I love how puppety his fingers looked.
Yeah,
His weird, like
Big
clearly
bulbous
stuffed
fingers.
with something fingers. They look
Yeah.
like the rest of him looked like natural, but then when he reached down to the gun and then the close up of his hand, I'm just like, look at
He's like big ups. How are you gonna fit those in the trigger?
Like, honestly, dang, you have some customized guns there, bro. That's one thing. The Book of Boba Fett gave us Rodian fingers, many shots of Rodian fingers, and Duros fingers, and I will forever be thankful for that. I just want to say.
And Bantha lips, those sexy
and
Bantha
Bantha
lips.
lips and tongues, sweet Bantha kisses. We are so blessed, truly.
Yeah, Boba Fett getting
There's
punched in the face by a bantha tongue.
Yes.
I love it.
The dream.
Yeah. Oh, tell
Death
me
by
about
Bantha
it.
tongue. Oh, those beautiful lips.
That's how you
yeah,
know you've
that's
been
the
in
end of that
lockdown too
episode.
Cad.
We had our Cad Bane, and then finale comes after that.
That was one of the things that you were talking about, Jacob, about things they set up and then never followed up on. We didn't get to see the Bantha babies.
I know. I didn't get to make
baby
banthas.
Oh.
I wanted a shot like the end of episode 9 where Rey just turns around and you see like Luke and Leia's ghosts. But it's just like it's just the two baby Banthas and like
Yeah.
With the mom.
That'll be for the second season.
yeah,
Oh.
they're gonna be like the ones that show up to help in the second season.
Yeah.
Maybe
he'll
they were
have two
helping in-
bantha guards.
Maybe they were helping in episode 9. Like one of those ships that could have flown in could have been the baby Bantha as a grown up.
That's
There
true.
we go.
That's very true.
It's just Disney
There's their
Lucasfilm we're talking about.
backstory. This bantha was their parent bantha. Did you
Robert
know that?
Hidalgo says-
Yeah, it's in a comic book.
Oh,
Oh
God.
my god.
But yeah, that was the end of the episode. Obviously,
Mm.
Cobb Vanth, fate unknown. I know I paused the shot. I was like, shoulder, hit the shoulder.
Yeah.
He's fine. It's good.
He'll be okay. He didn't get shot 20 times like the other guy.
He had like overkill, Cad. When it comes
Yeah.
out.
Maybe that was our direction there. It's like, okay, Cobb Vanth only shot once. This guy shot to shit.
Deserved it. To be
Yeah,
he
fair.
was annoying.
Definitely wanted to make
Deserved
him
it.
not dead. Like make us no, he's dead for sure.
He just keeps shooting. It was like,
Yeah.
yeah, oh, crazy.
I
But
think
yeah,
you
then we
got him.
The finale, of course, which is the one we're going to focus on mostly today because this was, for me, I feel like one of my favorite episodes
Mhm.
of this series. What about you both? Like, how does this rank in the series list for you? Was this a high or a low?
I really liked it. I mean, I enjoyed the action. There were some really great action sequences. Some of them kind of dragged a little bit for me personally. But I mean, I had fun. I'm not like, I'm not here to get too mad. I even forgave them for killing Cad Bane. Like, it made sense story-wise, whatever. I'm over it. I'm fine. I won't dwell on it forever, I guess.
Did they? Beep, 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 beep.
Watch him get up after being stabbed in the sternum.
That is
Yeah.
a theory, isn't it?
Because it's
the
beeping
heart rate
whatever,
monitor.
something or other.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
lives!
we cut to the Bacta tank and Cad Bane is inside.
Yes.
I mean, we've seen what Dengar looks like by the time of episode 9. I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's
wouldn't
true.
be
Oh my God.
surprised. It's just like Cad Bane would be just one big purple, blue, red eye.
Yeah. But
Okay.
I think I'm very much also in the camp of I had fun, I guess. I like the Rancor.
Yes.
Yeah, I was kind of lukewarm on this one. No loop intended.
Hey.
Um,
Hey.
like I like there's a couple things I liked. action scenes not really being one of them, with the exception of Boba and Din Djarin flying around and being badasses. I did enjoy that very much. I could not help but enjoy that very much. But then this is where we get to the part where, like I mentioned before, like things getting brought up that don't have a payoff.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've got our mod characters. I don't know their names yet. Thundercat.
And friends.
Yeah, Thundercat and friends. But like that, like main mod woman, she's like, they're fighting the Scorpionek Annihilator droids. Which saw them and I was like, I know those from my Essential Guide to Droids book.
They did it.
These goofballs, they keep shooting at them with their guns, but like they should know these are Colicoid Creation Nest droids, and you can't just be shooting at a deflector shield like that. Yeah, I was surprised they had them there because the Colicoids they only had like 100 manufactured and kept them mostly on their home world.
Those Pikes got connections, man.
They do. Yeah, but
a ton load of spice can get you anything if you have the right person to say it.
It's true.
I need to say Colicoid Creation Nest every so often.
It's a
to
beautiful
remind
name.
myself.
I just like to call them. I was like,
monster I am.
They're called OT droidicas. That's what they just look like. It's like, yeah, they're big droidicas, really.
They're basically just big droidicas. Yeah.
I love a good droid that does this.
Yeah,
it
has just arm guns. Well, yeah. So they're there. There's like Claire said, a lot of long action scenes, a lot of shooting, a lot of missing,
a lot of
walls getting hit.
Yeah, a lot of walls getting hit. Not a lot of it's oh my god. Let me talk about a thing Boba Fett does. Boba Fett saying, "We got to stop them. They're causing this," and then him coming in and doing something way worse immediately after. But we'll flash back a little bit to episode 4. Was that when he got Slave 1 back?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I'm tired of these people like us working for idiots that always get us killed. And then he's sticking his ship into the Sarlacc pit, face first, to shine a flashlight. It's kind of like Boba.
You might be
getting yourself in trouble here.
It's just the same. This is the son of the dude that ran up.
Yeah, I need to get an image of that, of just him saying that, and then just his ship face down in the Sarlacc pit.
Or him falling into it.
Yeah, falling into it. And then this time, it was these droids, they're gonna destroy the entire town. And his rancor comes just
goes
barreling through buildings, just tearing pillars off of stuff and just destroying everything in its path. I was like, oh my god, Boba.
Like pot, kettle.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Quackta, slimy.
Exactly.
It's like, please just give him a free fruit. He won't destroy a house again. At the end of
oh my god.
Here's a Meluron. Please leave.
Yeah, we had lots of shootout, lots of that dumb Twilight character.
Oh my god, the Major Domo.
Yeah, the Major Domo. Big pain in the ass.
Because he's such a weird, pain in the ass kind of character.
Yeah.
And such a spineless, sniveling human Twi'lek being.
Yeah.
I adore him. Every moment where I'm just like, oh, please do something to fuck with this guy. Please.
He's made it this far. He'll definitely make it through the whole thing.
God.
I was really hoping, because obviously the actor it plays a role in Amy Sedaris' show.
Okay. I knew he looked like somebody.
Yeah, he's the guy. He's the husband from Veep.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So
I don't know how I didn't see that.
And so I was like,
oh
my god, seeing them together, and they're gonna bang, right?
Yeah.
Also, she had the Jawa gun, which I'm assuming either came from the last boyfriend or she hooked up with that Jawa that she said I'm not gonna hook up with. Mm-hmm. Which I'm down for the Amy Jawa.
No matter what I'd say about any of these shows, that character can't do no wrong with Peli Motto.
Exactly. She's
I love her.
always welcome.
She
Always
spits
welcome.
that tooth out in this episode, and I'm like, oh my god, she's going to be missing a tooth forever now, and I can't wait to see just like toothless, eyebrowless Pelimato just stealing scenes, hanging out with our best friend Mando.
I did love that little shot when she like turns around the corner and it's like, hey Mando, there you are.
Yeah.
Like, get the
out.
Get out.
She's like riding that like what do you call it?
The Attack of the Clones droid.
Like the
taxi.
little public transportation droid situation. That was a fun little sequence.
And
where
had the
Mando's
baby
riding on
hidden
that.
under the blanket?
I guess so.
I guess like weird move, but okay.
Yeah.
It's hot out, you know?
Yeah.
It's hot out, so you put him under a blanket?
Yeah.
Kind of like what was I was talking about the mods earlier.
Yeah,
But like we have like the big
draft,
shootout
right?
with these droids because they're shooting all the pike goons, and like they all retreat, and then the Annihilator droids show up, and they have a big shootout with those. They shoot those shields a whole lot to no avail, and then they have this whole scene where like the main mod, she's like, they give her like a cycler rifle, and she's like, I'm gonna get up on the roof and like distract that droid. I'm gonna get up on the roof, and they both go up on the roof. And they're like right next to each other, and then I don't think anything really came out of it.
Yeah, nothing other than like city dweller, desert rat. Now we're friends.
And
the
then the
farmer
shootout
and the
keeps
cowhead
happening.
can be friends. I saw Oklahoma. But yeah, I just like that. This is we're throwing this in here at the end. Like, okay, cool. Let's all be friends on Tatooine. Let's have Boba Fett bring people together.
Yeah.
Even though he like can't make a decision for his own, it's literally everyone else's decisions that are making like us all to get together.
See this where he's like, this is my plan. We're gonna do this, and someone's like, I think we should do this. And he's like, that's a good plan.
That's exactly. He does it
Like,
so many times.
Boba.
I
Come
think
on,
the thing
Boba.
that we all have to remember, though, in terms of the characterization of Boba Fett, is that this is a man who was like whacked on the head a bunch. he fell into the Sarlacc, and then he immediately gets like hit right in the head by the Jawas, and then again by the Tuskens. This guy's got head
Major
damage,
head
and I
trauma.
don't think
Yeah.
that back to tank healed it that well.
No. Got his
No, he's
eyebrows
gonna end
back,
up like
though.
Gregor. He's gonna be a little bit like, woo.
Yeah. He just he spends a lot of time getting his lights knocked out.
Poor guy. Also, he's
Poor
like
Boba.
this entire show, he's been looking for friends. He's been looking for his tribe. So new friends are like, let's do this. Like, okay, change my
Yeah.
plan. Let's do what friends want.
we get to hang out, I'll do whatever you want.
Exactly.
That was kind of like my favorite. This is a thing that I think people disliked. Again, jumping all over the episode. I do apologize, but
How dare
the
you?
ending is actually something I really liked because it's been a while since I've seen a show or a film that's ended with like a sort of 80s like, oh, you little rascal, like ruffle the hair, like.
Oh yeah, it's kind of a
Credits.
goof ending of them just
Yeah.
like having a good time.
It's very Full House like ending. Like, we learned our
Yes.
lesson, didn't we, Scamp? Here's some
Here's a
fruit.
melon.
Thanks, here's a fruit.
Yeah.
Oh, Black Tank. Oh, I thought you were in the back to tank, but you're not.
Wookiees don't share. Haha.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other
Felt
thing
like a
that I
Rebels
loved was
episode.
like right before that too was the like medieval minstrel version of the Book of Boba Fett theme that's playing as he's walking through there. I'm like, oh
yeah.
my god, this is the benevolent Lord Fett with his
Yeah.
medieval like pipe music playing. I'm just like, this is exactly what I needed it to
And
be.
that is the second most hilarious Boba Fett theme that you hear in this episode. The most hilarious one being the credits song, which is them just like singing his name, and I'm like, is it always like that? I had to like go back. I was like, was I just like a dum-dum and I didn't hear them singing just Boba Fett over and over? But no, it was only that last episode where they did that.
Boba Fett. Yeah, it's like I was like, okay, I get it. Okay,
Yeah,
in my mind,
that's the
Like,
name of
I
the
was an
character.
alto in choir. I understand how that is. You sing the same word, same note
Yeah.
over and over again. There we go.
in my
Flashback.
mind, it symbolized the people of Mos Espa like finally taking Boba on board, and now they're like they're chanting his name. Whereas
Yeah.
beforehand, it was like we're not too sure. That's my
I like your
stupid brain.
rationalization of it.
My rationalization.
Yeah.
I'm saying Boba Fett.
Oh man, what else happened in this episode?
The
There's all the
Rancor.
shooting. Yeah, the Rancor, which I thought was really fun.
Very much King Kong-esque.
yeah.
That little sequence with the climbing the building.
Like,
I was like,
hanging off the
my
building.
only visual of like Rancor is it just being like a big puppet.
mm-hmm.
So actually,
Yeah.
and like seeing it in some video games and stuff, where it was always really scary, but actually having it like jumping around and doing cool stuff, I was like, oh wow, this is awesome. I didn't really know that I'd be super into something like this
Mhm.
with a
Yeah,
Rancor.
it's kind of
His little
nice.
3 fingers grabbing onto things. Like,
Yeah.
oh.
It's nice seeing it without having to be like Sam Witwer and then beating the shit out of it.
Yeah.
We have to give a shout out to Nikki, even though he's not here. We miss you, Nikki. I love Nikki's criticism of Jedi Fallen Order, which is Cal is the beginning like of a serial killer killing small and large animals left and right.
God.
This is the Jedi way. So yes,
For
I'm
real.
glad as well.
Oh my god. And like I laughed a little bit because this Rancor's running around. It becomes a dilemma. Get the shields down on these droids
Mm-hmm.
because we can't penetrate them no matter how much we nonstop shoot at them. And then we got the little glimpse of like Chrysanthemum kind of figuring it out because he's a smart Wookiee. And they finally start getting the shields down, and as soon as the shields down, nobody's shooting at them. And like,
No.
everybody's just watching this Rancor get shot in the face over and over. It's like, come on, use your guns.
And then they
And then
shoot
the fight's
Rancor.
over, and everyone starts shooting the Rancor. I'm like, stop it!
Stop it.
You're
Oh
shooting
my
the wrong
God.
thing.
It's one of those things where like, you're kind of like, why are these people so stupid? And then you look at the world and what people are doing in real life, you're like, oh, okay,
Oh, no, that's
that
why.
makes
That
sense, yeah,
explains it, doesn't it?
that's
Yeah,
why they're shooting the
it's one of
wall.
those things where it's just like, I guess I get why from a like filmmaking perspective why nobody's shooting at it with these things off because we're watching a Rancor fight, but
Yeah.
like at the expense of the logic of the situation.
Yeah, you have
it's
to,
something that I was kind of like,
shoot the damn
shoot
thing,
the
like-
droids. At least we had
When-
like, I mean, we did get that cool sequence of Mando going in there with the Darksaber and sort of bringing one down.
It's like,
It's like when
Yeah.
you're playing a video game and you've unlocked like a weapon, but you can't
Yeah.
quite use it yet. You're like, well, I tried that, but
Yeah,
fuck
like
it.
that worked for me. Like Rancor attacking it when it's just Rancor and Boba and Mando trying to fight this one droid, and they figure it out together. Like that part, like that, it made sense for me because like the Rancor is smashing it from the front, the shield's weak in the back, so Mando is able to get in there and fight the thing. But then it's like the one after where all these
Yeah,
people
no,
with guns
100%.
aren't shooting at the droid.
Like, come on, we got.
Yeah.
Why
to
did
do
we
this.
invite you? Ugh.
Mm.
What
I'm
are
also
you doing?
deeply intrigued by the proximity between Jabba's palace and Mos Espa. I think it is close
Yeah,
based on canon, but I just love the idea of like Boba having to fly there and like knock on the gate and be like, "Get the Rancor out! I need to get there quickly!" And they're like,
and they
"Hands
run
low."
all the way back to Mos Espa on this Rancor.
He's like, "I'll be right back. Hang on.
Yeah, I'll be back in 5 hours.
Make sure the back to bath is running. We've got
Yeah.
like 20 people out there who need to take a bath."
Yeah.
Oh my
And
goodness.
yeah,
I was
that's
curious,
fine.
like, for both of you, like, how'd you feel about how was it enough Cad Bane in this episode?
Personally, for me, it's never enough. I'm gonna get that out before Charlie does
That's
a
true.
much more
That's a
well
very
thought out
valid
statement.
answer.
I want a Mando style like episode of why he got hired by the Pikes, and also what in the hell was he thinking? Like, like the Pikes killed your friends. Like, is that supposed to help your employers or hurt your employers? Is that supposed to make Boba Fett like what? That was supposed to make him fight you, I guess, but
Yeah.
it didn't work. What?
Yeah, that was one thing I was like, well,
We tried.
guess
We
nothing
put a good
came out
effort
of
out
that.
there.
Because he's like, oh, I've got a trap for Boba Fett, and then
It didn't work.
it's that it just doesn't work.
Get the droids.
Yeah.
You just have to bring them up. It's like,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
plan
walk
B.
back in this alley here until the
Very
end.
slowly.
Yeah, I'll see you in the last 5 minutes.
Also, the Rancor, like, his one weakness is fire, I guess.
Yeah, it's just like a little bit of fire. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Like, fuck this.
I'm out of here.
leaving.
He straight up just fucks off, climbs the building, and runs away from just a little bit of fire coming out of Cad Bane's
He got, like,
flamethrower.
Shot the shit out of, and he's like, oh,
Yeah.
no, I'm out. Sorry, I'm leaving.
Nah,
Like,
I'm
this is
done.
me
That's my limit, bro.
Yeah. Bando filled his mouth with fire. Anywhere.
Like, oh my god. No wonder the poor creature's upset.
Yeah.
You're mean.
Everyone's being real mean to this Rancor.
He's
Yeah.
not doing
No wonder why
anything
they-
other than trying to be Boba's friend. Like,
Yeah.
dang.
No wonder why the other one ate everyone. Like, you probably try to be friends with, like,
Yeah.
you know, all these people. Like, fuck it, I'll just eat you then.
I know. That's what we really needed was Malakili in the show.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, instead of Baby
Yeah.
Yoda, instead of Grogu doing the whole.
I'm glad we got Danny Trejo though. That was
Oh,
fun.
100%. That's
Yeah.
You were saying about we didn't see enough Cad Bane. I will get to that. I don't think we saw enough Danny Trejo.
I know. Got
I
a
I
little
was
peek,
like shocked.
fun little
we didn't-
cameo, and that was it.
He's like, is he on retainer? Like, did he work at Jabba's palace, or did he leave? Is he like the
Yeah.
cat whisperer? he's
He
the,
just dropped off the Rancor, went home.
he's the rancor whisperer.
Yeah.
He's the Jackson Galaxy of the Star Wars galaxy. My goodness.
Do you think he's the like Mos Espa's veterinarian?
Oh, maybe.
That's
Maybe
a
we'll
Disney
like
Plus show.
somebody off a pet or something, and then we'll find out
Yeah.
Danny Trejo's there to make it better.
I'd love
Also,
that.
I need to know his canon name other than Rancor Trainer. I need
Yeah.
to know what is his Star Wars name.
It's
I
Danny
have
Matt-
Trejo.
It's
Star
Malakili. It's Malakili.
Malakili.
They're like
Gee.
everyone. It's like a title that
Yeah.
is passed down. Yeah.
Yeah. Title of the Rancor person.
But no,
Yeah.
I think for Cad Bane, I feel like my issue is it's not really an issue because Star Wars is interesting, like many myths and many texts. It's always going to be repurposed and re-visualized somehow because you're going to go back and watch this after like 20 years worth of new Star Wars stories and go, oh look, that's when this connects to that. The same way that when you watch A New Hope now, it's never going to be the same as the first time you watched it because you're going to be thinking about the context of the Clone Wars and the context of
Right.
Empire. You know, like it changes the way you view it, no matter how hard you try. And I feel like it'll be the same with this. For me, at this moment in time, I feel like there's a lack of information in terms of the Cad Bane Boba Fett stuff because we've never really got to see them interact apart from obviously a little bit in the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
If we go back in like if the Bad Batch does feature like those episodes or like maybe like flashbacks or like anything else features that content, when we go back to watch this, it might hit even harder. But
Mhm.
at this moment in time, it doesn't. And I think that's going to be interesting. That's like with all Star Wars. I feel like it can improve bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Look retroactively.
Mhm.
And I think that's what's that's the joy of Star Wars and the joy of myths. Like you know, I know people complain about that, but it's the same with King Arthur. Like if you went back to the original King Arthur script or like the manuscript of like Camelot, like the sword and the stone isn't there, Merlin isn't there. Like it wouldn't be the same. So it's
Yeah, I think because there's a lot of like implied history
Mhm.
in this episode
Mhm.
when they're talking a little bit, but like I think they did a good amount of like there's enough build up with the character like Chrysanthemum,
yeah.
who is it like
Yeah.
if Cad Bane had been introduced earlier in the show, like maybe even around the same time as like kind of this like villain that continues that'll show up more later. Like Chrysanthemum, he shows up, bad guy, beats the shit out of Boba.
Yeah.
And like we see him from like what was the second episode that he showed up in?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was the second
Mhm.
episode because the third episode is the moment where he does the whole
Yeah.
The bath.
And it felt like every episode for a little while we'd have like see what Chrysanthemum's up to and like kind of move his situation forward until we got to where he was helping Boba. And I thought like I was thinking if we had like Cad Bane earlier, that buildup would have paid off a little more. Cause like of course I see Cad Bane, I'm gonna be excited.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But I wonder like people who aren't familiar with Cad Bane and stuff. Like he's cool looking. He wears a hat and he
Yeah.
is a cool gunslinger. But having his presence have more of an impact on the show by just like him being in the show more than like having like this last second appearance, which I felt definitely more directed at like fans.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
we'll be excited that Cad Bane's there. Like, because it's Cad Bane, he's awesome. But I think like it would have been even better for us and like everybody else if like we just had, if there was more build up to his presence in the show. And then like I wouldn't have minded as much that he was only in like a couple parts in this finale, because I was excited to see him there. But like, you know, he shows up, has his little standoff, then comes back at the end to finish it off. But like, I don't know, having him be more of a presence throughout the show, I think would have been way more impactful.
I totally agree with that. Also because I'm selfish and I want more of him, but also because like it's like a double-edged sword, because I love having these conversations with the super casual people in my life who will watch everything once when it comes out and then not touch it ever again. Like there's so many people in my life when Mando's come out and through Book of Boba Fett who are like, so do we like, is this a person that I'm supposed to know? And of course, then I go on my 30-minute rant of, no, you're not supposed to know them unless you've watched the Clone Wars. So basically the deal in the Clone Wars is, and then I go on for like 6 hours. So I enjoy doing that, but also it is a more challenging thing for how much is going to be enough exposition for the casual fan to engage with it.
Yeah.
And I think Cad Bane probably needed a bit more of that.
Like they did a good job with Kersandy, because it's like he's a Wookiee, you know, like everybody knows Chewbacca. So you see this guy, it's like, oh, it's a bad Chewbacca. Like that's what most people will go in and see that. They're like, that makes sense. That makes sense to see. He's big and scary. He's a big scary Chewbacca, and he's real mean.
That's it perfectly. Like I remember, and like you were saying, Claire, as well. Like I think my dad's a big Star Wars fan, but he's not exactly like he just recently watched the Clone Wars and Rebels fully. And it's like he'll go, oh, okay, that character's really cool, and I go, oh yeah, Black Chrysanthemum. Do you know where he got that scar from? Obi-Wan Kenobi in the and he'll like, okay, and you really go, oh, this is make no difference to this character whatsoever. So why am I saying it? Like, it's just one of those.
It means something to me. God damn it.
Yeah, like my dad goes, oh, that Darksaber looks cool. And I'm like, yeah. So in the Mandalorian Wars, there was no one needs to know this. Like your uncle doesn't need to know. Yeah.
Yeah. If we had something like early on, we see a lot of those Pike characters. We see like the head of the Pikes. Like if we see him like talking like, oh, like Boba Fett walks out of his little room in Mos Eisley. And then like, oh, like say like Cad Bane comes out of the shadows, like, oh, that Boba Fett there, you gotta watch out for him. Then I would have been like, oh shit, Cad Bane's involved in this too. And like, it's like, okay, at least you plant the seeds instead of just like bringing the full grown tree and plopping it in the front yard.
Or a silhouette, like a silhouette of the hat.
Yeah, exactly. A little glimpse, kind of like when you first see him, you see like everything else about him is so recognizable, but just like those little things, I don't know.
I think for me, what's interesting, I actually really like. I like the show and I like the way it's been done. The Mandalorian episodes things, criticism, I get it, and I feel like thematically it fits, but I do kind of retroactively wish we got a bit of that. Like I feel like one episode would have been good.
Yeah,
one episode
I
to
agree.
fill out that information.
Yeah.
2 was too much, and I think what was missing for me was you have a lot of room to do a lot of growth. What I was like kind of excited about was the flashback element of the show. The fact you could tell a story in the the present and then flashbacks. And while I appreciated the Tusken stories, when they showed you those mini little flashbacks of young Boba, like watching Django leave from Camino, those really hit me, and I felt like they were going to do more of that. The thing I really wanted to see was like, because it felt like he was getting closer and closer to the window. I kind of really wanted it to show like Tamora as Django again, like as a young Django, and having like a lovely moment between him and Boba and like exploring that, because they kind of talked about it in this episode where it's like your father was a killer, and because we know that Django wasn't just a killer, like there's more like complexities around that character,
right?
And I feel like they could have explored that in a flashback, and maybe we could have seen like Cad Bane and Django have a discussion. Then maybe a flashback later on of them fighting, like that scene in the Clone Wars we didn't see. So by the time we get to that meeting between them, we're like, oh, I see. Like this is a long
Long
conflict,
time.
Yeah.
as opposed
Also-
to, hello, I'm Cad Bane. I'm dead.
And this is like related to this, but there was something so delightful to me about listening to Tamora Morrison say the phrase, "I'm not a little boy anymore."
That was great. That hit.
Yeah.
This
It just made me laugh so much. I was just like, yes.
Yeah.
Why did
I'm
I
not a
want
little
this?
baby anymore, Cad Bane.
I'm not
I'm
Daniel
not
Logan
a budding
anymore.
baby boy.
I'm not Daniel Logan anymore. Oh man, that is the only Star Wars actor that I've run into in the wild, and it was a very strange experience.
Really?
Very strange.
That's
Maskless in the
interesting.
middle of a restaurant in
Uh-oh.
Orange County, California. It was very odd.
Do you
very
mean
odd.
maskless as in like COVID, or do you mean like he
Not
wasn't
wearing
wearing the armor?
Yeah.
Yeah, not wearing the armor either.
Not wearing his father's armor.
I was surprised he was not wearing the armor because that seems to be what he wants to do nowadays. But, you know,
Yeah.
That's-
deep fake himself on different Mandos. But it's all good.
but
Okay.
I yeah. There's a line in this episode actually, in terms of like the writing. I feel like sometimes the lines are like a bit off, but there's a bit of dialogue in this episode which I don't want to be like hyperbolic when I say it's probably one of my favorite lines in all of Star Wars. It's that little conversation when it's Din and Boba, and he says like, "I'll be with you by your side," and he goes, "Do you really believe in that bantha fodder?" And he goes,
Yeah.
"I do." And he goes, "Good."
Yeah.
Ah!
It's a good little
No.
exchange.
Yeah,
So
because
cool.
it really hits. Like, it's a really great way of hitting what Boba feels like because he is a foundling and he is a Mandalorian deep down, and he
Yeah.
has this like air of like, I'm not really a Mandalorian, and these guys don't care about me. But deep
Yeah.
down, it's in his code, and then that's why I like the idea of them in the name of honor and what he's trying to do. And I love that they sort of explained that in a really small chunk, and I think I really appreciate that. Like him.
Yeah.
Sort of
Would have
summarizing.
definitely liked more of that from his characters. I like
Yes.
that because it wasn't really until that scene that like that's like something that he struggles with internally. Like,
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, this is great, but it's the last episode.
Yeah. I feel like it's
Um,
definitely implied a lot. Like I feel like throughout the show it's been implied a lot, but you're right. I feel like it's not enough just to imply it. They need to hit it
Yeah.
on the head.
Yeah.
And I won't be surprised that they focus on that side of it more in The Mandalorian because of the
Mhm.
whole Bo-Katan of it all, and having
Yeah.
to deal with that. But
Him like holding a clipboard and like signing it in his helmet and stuff was incredibly goofy looking, and I love it. I need to like figure out how to use it for like some like meme format or something.
yes,
It's
that's
him
great.
just like they're just like
Also, he is such a good prankster. That is such a good prank moment. Like, let's get this clown. Let's have him
Yeah.
go in front of these armed people and make him read my statement.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That
Yeah,
was a
part of me
great scene.
Silly
wishes.
boy.
Part of me
Yeah.
wishes they didn't fly out, and that instead you just cut to like him and Din behind a little like column, going like he's getting shot to death.
just having a goof.
Yeah, goofing around.
Oh god, yeah, man. What else? Okay. I wanted to talk about Grogu and the Mandalorian
Yes.
in this episode. I was curious what y'all thought about that because when in the moment when I was watching it happen, I was like, "Oh, I gave him a big hug. Oh, he's wearing the shirt," and like, I think things started souring for me a little more after that. The more I thought about it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because we see like the X-Wing coming in. At first I was like, are we gonna have another Luke scene?
It happens every season. Like he just comes
Yeah.
in like
But no, it was just like R2 dropping Grogu off like an Amazon package.
he's like, you're not here, so I'm just gonna throw him in the
Yeah.
garden.
And then like Pelimato brings Grogu to the fight, and they have their like reunion mid-battle, and my heart was warmed in the moment, but like I started like thinking about it, and I became less and less like into the idea that this was happening when it did, like in this show.
Yeah.
It's like because we spent 2 seasons of Mandalorian trying to get Grogu to a Jedi or something.
Mhm.
And then like that was the last thing that happened in Mandalorian season 2, and it was super intense. And then we had the episode where Mando goes to Luke, can't reunite with Grogu, and then leaves him his little gift as his little shirt thing. And that was great. And I liked that a lot. And having that be resolved one episode later, before another actual episode of Mandalorian comes out, I was like, oh my, okay, we're moving real fast here.
Yeah, it's going to start season 3 is going to start very differently than we ended. There's going to have to be some exposition if people weren't into watching Book of Boba
People didn't
Fett,
watch Boba Fett and they
Yeah.
watched Mandalorian. It's like, oh my god, he gave away Grogu to Luke. We're never gonna see each other again. And they start watching the first episode of season 3 of Mandalorian, and he's got Grogu in his ship in the little bubble, like
Just spinning.
what
Just
happened?
Spinning around.
clicking on the glass with his
Yeah.
little ball.
At the
That
very
was
that was great. At the very least, we need like Vando needs to call up Luke, like, hey, like, was there a problem? Like, he sent this kid back like immediately. Like, what? It's like, what was he not behaving or something?
Like he didn't pay his tuition fee.
Yeah, we got to
Oh
go to the
my
principal's office, Jedi Academy.
I think, yeah, I completely agree. I don't think I like. It's in the middle. Like I like the way they're doing it. I have faith in the creative team to like
Mhm.
go with it, but I also appreciate like I feel like if even the season 3 started like and him coming back into Grogu, like him going back to Mandalorian, that wouldn't be an issue. I
Yeah.
feel like this would have been a really good like season premiere for the Mandalorian
Yeah.
season 3.
Mhm.
And I wonder if they're like, well, we can't do anything like this quickly, so maybe we should put it in Boba. But then that takes away from the story of Boba. a little
Boba,
bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I think at the end of the day, I'm fine with it. Again, it's like retroactively, like, well, it depends on how they start season 3. If
Yeah.
they start, I think it would be really cool and maybe funny, like retro. Again, if season 3 of The Mandalorian doesn't feature Din at all, and they like do like a Bo-Katan episode, because that'd be great. Like, 'cause what happened to Bo-Katan?
Technically,
That
still
moment.
Mandalorians.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. And that'd be interesting if we get
Yeah.
to see that. And that sets up maybe an arc for season 3 of like Bo-Katan versus Din, or maybe like a big colliding of those different ideas of what it takes to be a Mandalorian. Because at the minute, I don't quite know what Mandalorian season 3 is. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Because it could be like a season 1 where it's like a episode by episode, like Monster of the Week.
Yeah.
Or
Like,
X-Wing
if
Pilot of the Week.
anything, this just made me think that, like, well, we're not going to see Mando really deal with being without Grogu.
Mhm.
We got like a little glimpse of that with this
Yeah.
episode of Book of Boba Fett that was entirely about the Mandalorian. But we're just going to get right back into that dynamic. Like, I feel like there would have been so much more weight if their reunion happened like 5 episodes into a Mandalorian season 3 or something, like him having to be without him, and then we finally see like the payoff of this choice that Grogu had to make and stuff. It just happened so fast. It happened there's so much happening in this episode. This is one of those things I'm like, okay, this probably didn't need to happen in this episode. As much as I love seeing Grogu jump up and give Mando a big old hug, and I was like,
So cute.
oh, I love him so much.
He learned that from Luke. Jumping.
Oh, he's taking a nap with a rancor.
That was sweet.
Oh my god. That's the
Little-
thing, is like I completely agree on the narrative critiques of it, because I think that maybe I'm like a masochist. No. I don't know what I am, but I
What-
kind of want to see sad
He's a
boy Din.
masochist.
Yeah. I like to watch. I like it. Just his pain causes me pain, and I just enjoy that. I wanted to see
Mhm.
more sad dad Din. Like,
Yeah.
but there were such cute little Grogu moments in this episode.
You got the
So
shirt.
many cute ones.
was
He got the.
Oh, he got the shirt.
Oh,
That was like a dad who is like a divorced dad who bought his kid like a band t-shirt. It's like, you got the
Yeah.
Beatles t-shirt I gave you.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm so proud.
Oh my god.
That was great. I love
Yeah.
the little reunion. And I'm sure they will explore that more, but I think you're right. Like, I feel like there's a lot they could have done. It definitely felt like, oh, we need to stop the Rancor, so we'll get Grogu back.
Mhm.
Like, he'll do that.
Yeah.
And we'll see where they go in
Mhm.
season 3. But I do hope that maybe that explains that we're going to dive a bit more into other Mandalorians and different culture, because obviously now we know that there's the 2 different sects of the Mandalorians, the crazy cults and the aristocratic nobility, and these cults are horrible, and they both hate Din.
Yeah.
And Boba.
And he's having a hard time.
I feel like Boba and Din have to be like, have to come together and stand up and unite the whole clan. But until then, there's obviously going to be conflict. So maybe that's what season 3 will be about, and it'll be less about
Bo-Katan's going to want that darksaber real bad.
Oh,
Absolutely, yeah. And she wants to win it like for good properly this time, because she, you can't.
She kind of screwed over all of Mandalore according to superstition, but it's okay, girl.
Yeah, whoopsie daisy.
Try go for it again. Okay, yeah, it worked out so well last time, but okay,
it's fun watching that Rebels episode and be like, we support you. Like,
here, take this darksaber.
X-nay on the darksaber now. There's a lot of interesting stuff they could do with that show. I kind of really hope we get to see more Boba in The Mandalorian season 3.
Mm-hmm.
He deserves a whole episode, quite frankly.
Even the score.
Maybe they'll do a reverse. The entirety of Mandalorian season 3 will be about Boba Fett.
Just flashbacks back again. I remember
that's the struggle. It's like, I mean, it was one of those bizarre things about this show. For me, it's like, I really like episodes 5 and 6, both heavily Mandalorian ones. And like, I like them a lot, but I feel like their presence doesn't make the show better, because it's just about somebody that I find way more interesting.
And I think for me, the thing I appreciate people's critiques of the show. The thing I don't agree with is someone saying that episode 5 and 6 are the best of the show, and therefore that means that Din is a better character and Boba isn't important. No one cares about Boba, because I don't think that's the case. I feel like it's the opposite. I feel like Boba is an important and interesting character. We just took 2 episodes out of his series to not explore that, and so you get to. I feel like Boba's more interesting in terms of like. I think we've said this a million times on the show that this is a character who, his father was a foundling like Din, who was rejected by his people that he fought in a war for, and so he's been pushed to the brinks. Now he has to work as a bounty hunter just to make money. He's offered like $1 billion to like, give you sperm up, I guess, and like be the face of the clone army. Who wouldn't do that, quite frankly? And then for the people of Mandalore, I guess like his face is the face of literal imperialism that destroyed their planet. Yeah. So Boba's in this like weird space where he's rejected by his culture and his people, so he doesn't feel quite like them. And then he's like forced into the same bubble of having to fight in the same things his dad does, and he tries to be good now, like he's trying to get out of that spot. And to me, that's really interesting. I feel like it fits with Din and his like wanting to reclaim himself in the culture that he doesn't quite understand. Yeah, that's intriguing, and they definitely do hint at it, and it's definitely in the themes of the episode. I just wish they
want to explore it more.
Yes.
Season 2, explore it more. Come on now.
Please.
I am a mean person. I want to see the daddy issues on screen. Give me the daddy issues. Like there's so many things to dive into, and just I want more. I want to know why he's such a sweet, soft, benevolent,
I know. He was so
adorable
happy about
man.
that rancor. He just wants to pet his rancor.
That's quite great.
He didn't get the rancor name. What's the name?
Yeah, that's right.
What are we going to name you? I don't know. You didn't tell us. I need to know.
Ben, probably. It'll be Ben.
Oh my God.
It's the go-to name in the galaxy.
Yeah, we need some more Bens in Star Wars. We got 3 good ones. The best being Quadaneros, of course.
Yeah,
that's still my favorite. The meme of who did you name Ben after? Like the best pod racer in the galaxy.
Oh God, yeah. It's Boba. He all this talk of being like a crime boss and stuff. He just wants to be like a civic planner.
Yeah. He's a good boy.
He's implementing the DARE program on Tatooine.
Oh, I don't think they want to do that. That's not going to pay off. Yeah, that's gonna turn Mos Espa into another Mos Eisley.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We want more spice.
Yeah.
Trust me, kids, spice isn't good. I'm going to demonstrate that by See? No, don't do drugs, kids.
If you take drugs, you have a lizard up your
drugs,
nose,
that
and you're
makes
going
it
to the
very cool.
desert for like
Yeah.
a month. Come back for a big twink.
5 years later, spice usage is through the roof among the young people in Mos Espa. Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
I just want Boba to succeed, you know? Like, I want there to be
Yeah.
an extended version of episode 9 where Rey lands and the old lady goes, "Who are you?" And she goes, "I'm Rey Skywalker." And the old lady goes, "Okay, I work for Boba Fett. You owe us $20,000 to give to the Tusken Raiders." And he's like, "Okay." Well, like, you know.
All right, old lady, get out of here. What are you doing here?
"Do you own the Lars homestead?" She's like, "I am a Skywalker." "Good, because you haven't paid taxes for like 40 years.
You
Come
know those
on.
people that were burnt into skeletons over here?
They're in debt."
Yeah.
Oh no.
Christ.
Oh, Star Wars characters.
Oh,
It
you
fills
gotta
with
love
joy.
them. Old lady from Tatooine.
Yeah.
That'd be
I
like
wish-
a
it should have been a bones raking lady.
Storm's
Best
coming.
prequel character.
Better get home quick.
Maybe that's her door. Or
Oh
something.
my
Maybe that's Peli Motto in the future.
Oh, maybe. Did she have eyebrows? That old lady have eyebrows?
That's
to
the
check.
important.
Is she missing
Gotta-
a tooth?
Run the tape
Finally,
back.
we get the explanation of the missing tooth.
The one thing I was angry about is that this episode, as you know, had the opportunity to do the ultimate showdown between two characters that we know in contextual of the history of the series had a rivalry. And I'm not talking about Boba Fett and Cad Bane, because who cares about those characters? I'm talking about R2-D2 and R5-D4 in the same room for the first time since A New Hope.
You're right. They were there.
I want R5 to be like, "This bitch is back."
Yeah.
Okay?
This piece of shit droid that got me out of a job and been stuck in this shithole for 20 years.
This crazy
Also-
droid lady.
Shout out to R5 for making the official poster. You know?
Yeah, for real.
It's been like 40 plus years, but give him respect.
You
know?
made it, babe.
Finally.
Oh, when we talk about R2, we talk about Cad Bane stuff. We're not talking about the real blue ones, because Max Rebo. We did not see Max Rebo in the sanctuary when it blew up. Vigor and Dan definitely dead, but
Maybe Max had a cold that day.
Yeah.
He had the day off.
He got out of the sail barge before it blew up somehow. Somehow he must have gotten out of this too.
He
You're
is
saying
not going to
there's
get
hope.
hired again.
No,
Oh,
no
look at look
salacious.
at that little salacious thing.
What's the B stand for? Salacious B crumb.
Bodacious
Ben.
is what I think.
Salacious Ben crumb. Probably.
Everybody else's name. So
Would you like bodacious though, Claire? Yeah, like,
Salacious Bodacious Prom. That's
Yeah.
his name in my heart.
I hope we get more Max Rebo and Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
the thing about Max Rebo is
I guess
I'm-
that'd be before Jabba stuff. So
like when he was a hip musician, he's got like a goatee, like long
Yeah.
hair.
on that jet keyboard.
Oh,
Oh,
amazing.
Can we have like the Star Wars equivalent of the guitar? It's like a curved guitar. Like,
Yeah.
Oh
That'd
my
be sick.
God.
but I would be really concerned if I was hiring Max Rebo. Because think about this: you're a music or you're a venue. It's like, okay, so what happened to your last two gigs? Well, the last
Exploded.
one blew up. Okay, what about the one
Yeah.
before that? It blew up.
Also blew up.
Yeah.
Don't know how I
God.
survived it.
What a coincidence, am I right? I wonder what
Yeah.
that's going on.
And then the guy goes, "Oh, I'm sure it's a mistake." Anyway, you're hired, playing at
Yeah.
the Hosnian Prime.
Oh no, Max!
Oh no,
No, Max! Don't go there.
no.
Plot armor can only get Max Rebo so far.
Oh,
Oh, no.
It's
Two
harder
little
than
feet.
Beskar, it turns out.
Yeah, it's the two highest like.
Where's
things
my
in the-
Beskar brick?
Oh, There we go.
I need
very
a
heavy.
Beskar brick.
I know. My brother gave it to me for my birthday.
So cool.
Oh my gosh.
Froze it.
But yeah, I'm glad Max Rebo made it out. I hope, and who knows, maybe Cad Bane did too. Beep 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 beep.
I mean, if you're blue, you're probably
Yeah.
good to go.
If you're blue, you're good to go. Thrawn. Ooh, can we get a big showdown between all our blue boys?
The Sinister Six, but it's like just blue boys.
Yeah. Thrawn, Max Rebo,
Thrawn, Max Rebo,
Cad Bane.
Cad Bane.
Who else is blue?
Who else is blue in Star Wars? Aayla Secura's
Any
super
of the
dead.
Pantorans.
Yeah, any Pantora. Baron Papanoida. Big
Papanoida.
comeback. George Lucas on screen again.
He's the leader.
He's the
Everyone.
leader of the Blue Boys.
The blue boys.
So that's 5, right? Okay. Let's see. Cad Bane, Max Rebo,
This will be
Papanoida.
a 100%.
Who else
Thrawny
did we
boy.
say?
Thrawn.
Oh,
Thrawn.
Thrawn. Come on, we can do this.
It's gotta
Can
be
we
one
have
other
more
blue
than one?
person.
Can we use more than one Duros then? Because I want Shriv involved in every adventure.
Ooh, Shriv is good.
Shriv
I feel like
belongs.
we need to be.
But
a
we
bit
need
more.
another, yeah.
Yeah,
we
we
need
Yeah.
another-
Just throw R2 in there.
There we go.
Archie's the ultimate. Yeah, he's the
Yeah.
ultimate. Yeah, he's the king.
Ultimate blue
It'd
boy.
be that's the show I'd watch.
The real
Book
Bad
of Blue
Batch.
Boys.
Book of Blue Boys.
Blue
why are
balling
we
across the
why are we
galaxy.
writing these shows?
Right, Lucasfilm. What are you doing?
Yeah. Listen, hey, Lucasfilm, you're out there. We got a good pitch for you right here.
Take this. The planet is Tatooine.
Oh yeah, the whole thing takes
Right.
place on Tatooine.
Sold.
When it used to be
Oh my
all
God.
seas and blue.
Thank
Oh,
God we
blue.
came up with that.
Masamida.
Massive
there's our God, Masamida coming back. Oh,
Come on.
it'll be a prequel. He finds Yoda's lightsaber.
He gives it to Luke. Puts it on the eBay.
Yeah.
The Star
He
Wars
drops it on the
equivalent
ground. Luke picks it up.
eBay.
Simple as that.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
bless him. Our blue boys. But yeah, let's just talk about the major battle itself. Here we go. We'll dive into
Here
it.
we go. Boba
Here's
Fett
Boba Fett
versus Cad
versus
Bane.
Cad Bane. Claire, you talked about the really great quote about "I'm not a boy any longer." Pretty fun.
So good.
But the little callback, or not a little callback, but the major callback of obviously like Boba being himself, not being able to defeat Cad Bane, but using the power of tribe and love,
Mhm.
and I guess a gaffy stick to.
Yeah, the stick that he probably definitely had the whole time.
Oh yeah, I like the idea of it like Mary Poppins bag level of ingenuity, which just pops out of his wrist.
Yeah. He's probably
I
got
want
that
him-
in his knee launcher.
I want a knee gaffy stick launcher.
Oh my God. Cad Bane will never see that one coming.
Oh my god.
It's so-
Nobody will.
or like
Oh,
the whistling birds of like just dozens of gaffy sticks.
I was
flying
happy to
out
see
the
those
arm.
again.
Those are great. They're
Yes.
always fun
Those are
to see,
always
like,
always a
little-
good time.
The
Cad
bugle,
Bane
yeah.
versus Boba Fett. I mean, it was cool to see like Boba was getting his ass kicked.
Mhm.
Because Cad Bane's just a badass.
like, when are we going to learn not to go into the whole shootout thing with Cad Bane? Like,
Yeah.
why do we all? We don't have to fight him on his turf. We can bring it to another turf, people. Come on now.
He's real
Like,
good at it.
Yeah.
I feel like
he's
at this
kind of
point he
proven
should have
that.
quite a reputation.
Yeah, maybe avoid that in the future if you want to like live. But what do
Yeah.
I know? You go ahead, try it.
I mean, that's what the Beskar is for. I mean, seeing Cad Bane actually like win for a little bit
Yeah.
was pretty cool.
I
And
liked
he's
him. His little digs, like you're still a killer. You're like your dad. Like,
Yeah.
I like that. Really is cool.
That's
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
It was Cad Bane is being very Cad Bane in this
Yeah.
situation.
But the only thing I don't know about you both, but the only thing I feel like they let down in this episode was that this episode would have been 10 times better if we had a little Seth Green droid just cheering him on. in the
Oh
corner.
yeah, that's right.
Easy.
Toto.
You get him, sir.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You
Oh,
know?
Toto. Oh my God, why did I say AZ? We need more AZ though. Let's make sure Bad Batch season 2 we get AZ as well.
Which one's AZ? Oh, he's the one that belonged to Omega.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's the same.
He's the medical droid
that
from
helped
Tatooine.
Fives.
Oh,
Yeah. Sweet
That was
boy.
alright.
right.
You had a
I remember
tumor.
now.
Sweet boy.
That's his arm.
Yeah.
He's with
Oh
them
my
though,
gosh,
right?
Toto.
In the finale. So
We got a bunch
Yeah.
of droid
My
cameos in
leg.
the show.
We're blessed.
yes, BD.
So many cameos.
BD
Sweet
something.
Annihilator droids.
I mean, every time I
Um,
see the little pit droids, makes me happy.
Yeah.
Because all those people are
They're
like,
so cute.
finally, the prequels of it. And it's like, pit droids.
I have a great gif of one just kicking Jar Jar on the dick over and over and over.
No.
I just hang on to.
Oh
For
no.
special
I still have, if I can find it, my little Phantom Menace pit droid alarm clock.
Oh
Oh
my
my
god.
Look at that bad boy.
Look at that.
That's amazing. You hit the nose
Yeah,
to turn it
man.
off.
Yeah, just
That's
it
amazing.
breaks
I
it.
wish I still had my one of them Jar Jar lollipops.
Yeah, with the tongue.
Yeah, where you suck his tongue.
They need to do a new one with Bantha lips.
Oh, that'd be
Yes.
amazing.
Oh my god, what are you
And a
doing?
little bit sexy.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I'm sure
so
that's
I
some
get
sort-
distracted from Cad Bane and Boba Fett.
Jar Jar tongues and Bantha lips, baby.
Yeah, it's hard not to get distracted.
When you see those bad boys.
But yeah, that having that Tuscan ingenuity save the day for him. That was pretty handy. See, there's setup. There's setup right there.
Yeah.
There's a setup and payoff. He learned all his cool tricks with his gaffy stick.
I was kind of bummed that they didn't really follow up on a bit of the Tuscan stuff. Obviously, there's the criticism of obviously you've introduced this like native analog and then you've murdered them and been
Yeah.
like,
Again.
oh well.
Again. Yes.
But I was really hoping that either one of them survived or he would at least, he would have at least reached out to some other Tuscans. I know that obviously the idea is like you can't just bring him in again to kill them, but it would have been nice to see them like reintegrate into the society. I was even hoping that maybe Freetown was more open now and had Tuscans like
Yeah.
chillaxing with them. But
Yeah, it
obviously
would have
not the
made
case.
sense after what happened to Mandalorian.
Right.
And like, I almost feel like having the Pikes kill his whole tribe, like that didn't really lead to much. So if that hadn't happened, he could have had them help him in this whole fight.
Right.
Yeah, 100%. And that
Yeah.
would have made sense. Like, I still think like maybe like if the kid, I always assume that like I knew someone was gonna die from the Tuscans. Like maybe if the kid died of like something outwardly or like it was like a mistake, and that was what prompts Boba to go off and by himself, that would have been fine. But just the murder all of them and be like, well, that's
The Pikes did it.
The Pikes did it, and him be like, yes, I did it.
Yeah.
And
I'm a
then
big fish man.
also Fennec like being like, can you make it to Mos Eisley? Yeah, probably. And then the end. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I would have liked more Fennec Shand action scenes.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Agreed.
Because she's had some good ones in this show.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I mean, it's her being a sneaky and killing all those crime bosses.
That
is,
was
like, fun
great.
and all.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, she's good in action scenes too, where you can see her, I mean.
Yes. And
Yeah.
like she's incredible in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and she does so many stunt works and so many action sequences. And it's kind of like, you can do that in Star Wars too. Just show us Fennec being
Yeah.
badass.
Instead of having her
Right.
like pop up behind somebody after killing them.
yeah,
like,
and be
No,
like,
she can do action and it's always super fun. Just have her flipping around this room. And stabbing all
jumping-
these
I
crime
wanna see
bosses,
jumping on
hanging
more-
Ithorians.
that was cool though. That was
Yeah,
cool.
That
I
was
was
pretty
like,
cool. A
she
dang
had to
mayor.
lift. She had to lift that guy as well. Like the
Yeah.
strength.
Does this mean the Major Domo is going to become the mayor?
Oh, God.
That'd be
Oh.
interesting.
Maybe
Lord, I hope
him
not.
and Pelimato can rule Mos Espa together.
They're the
She is a local gal.
Yeah.
She's like, I've lived in Mos Espa my entire life.
Yeah.
She
Who
could-
I
better
guess,
to
I guess she
represent
works
you?
in Mos Eisley though, right?
She could
Oh,
even
yeah.
him out though.
She does.
Yeah.
Like
so,
she could
yeah.
she could bring a bit of like home spirit.
straighten
and-
him out a little bit. He's
Straighten
too
him out.
weaselly.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop laughing when he was like, I don't know if you know this, but I was taught at Coruscant. Like this douchebag.
And
This
that doesn't make me
Coruscanti.
better than anyone else. But
Yeah.
really? Is that how you feel? Okay.
Absolutely, yeah.
I love how
Complete douche.
into his Leku Pelimato was.
Yes.
Doesn't matter what's
Yeah.
happening in the show. She will take
She's horny.
any opportunity she can.
Girl can get it.
Yeah.
Let's be real. She
Good
can
for
get
her.
it.
She's
Shoot
been
your
with
shot.
the Jawas. She's been with the Twilight.
Yeah. What else is there about Boba Fett versus Cad Bane?
Do you think Cad
They
Bane
fight.
would
He gets stabbed in the
fuck a
chest.
Jawa? Yes. Four bladed, I guess, because the way the things cut.
Yeah, it
It's
looks
four
very unpleasant to
cuts.
get stabbed by.
I was
yeah,
kind of hoping
Boba
for like
Fett
a
wins.
better last word because it's kind of like you'll always be a killer. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
Boba Fett gives a shit.
Nah.
Like, because he's like, I guess. Bye.
For now on. Yeah.
I'm just gonna do all these like dissolve, these like fades, and then walk away.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I definitely kind of expected this to go this way after those Clone Wars unfinished stuff,
Yeah.
and like him showing up at the show. I'm like, oh, him Boba Fett, they're gonna have their fight. But the way it happened with like the gaffy stick and stuff, like that was a good way to do it.
Yeah.
And I feel like
Is he dead though? Is Cad Bane dead?
Is anyone dead in Star Wars now?
That's true.
No.
No.
Everyone lives forever.
and the problem is that we're the suckers because we're like this is ruining storytelling. You can't just bring everyone back. And then we know that as soon as Cad Bane shows up in a fucking robot helmet, we're like, oh, I want that figure.
We're like, yes.
Yeah,
But-
that's the
I
problem.
thought
We're
it was
gonna love it.
Yeah, that's the issue. It's like this is damaging towards storytelling, but also when's
Yeah.
the Funko out?
Maybe Cobb Vanth could just get his hat or something.
There we go.
No,
Cobb Vanth.
that would be great.
Post credits scene. Cobb Vanth in a tube,
Or
getting
maybe like
thundercatted.
Getting
maybe like
thundercatted.
Cad Bane has got like a plan he's left behind, and it's like these buildings will explode unless Boba Fett does this. Or
Oh god.
maybe Toto wants revenge.
Yeah, I just love
Toto
Cad
with
Bane.
revenge.
Seth
I'd be
Green
down
is
to
the
watch
villain
more
of
of him
season
more.
2.
Yeah, maybe if anything, maybe Cobb Vanth could just get all of Cad Bane's duds, so he's not wearing like his pajama shirt.
Right.
That would be
Anymore.
great.
He'd
Yeah,
look like a marshal.
Mhm.
finally about
Yeah.
bloody time.
That's all I want. But
But yeah, pretty
yeah, I
fun.
think that's all I gotta say about Cad Bane versus Boba Fett.
Yeah, there isn't much to say actually. It's surprising you think like this big momentous occasion, but actually it's pretty quick and fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's definitely more build up with Cad Bane would have been great. For folks like us who've like seen him in a bunch of other things.
Yeah.
It was sufficient, but like in the show, I love like seeing him in live action is cool.
Yeah, 100%.
I would have wanted
Yeah.
more
And-
please.
And even then, I feel like the audience is like, this guy seems bad. He's the
Yeah.
baddie.
He's scary looking. He's got sharp teeth.
He's got the sharp teeth.
Look at that
and
face.
Boba Fett's a killer.
Yeah.
Worked for the Empire. I was like, oh,
Ah.
Jesus Christ. All
I love
right,
him.
calm down.
Clearly a bad guy.
I like ponies. Like,
Good for him, I guess.
Oh my god.
and then obviously, the last thing to talk about for these episodes is what will be the future of Tatooine featuring Mod Vanth. Of course, the show ends with the reveal that Cod. I keep calling him
Cod.
Vanth.
Cod. We keep
Cod
mixing,
Vanth.
like, Cad. We keep talking about Cad Bane and then switching over to Cobb Vanth. It's a
Can't
difficult
do that
transition
to
to
me.
make. Yeah.
Yeah, our good friend Cobb Vanth is alive, seemingly, in the back of the tank.
It's
And,
good. Timothy Oliphant is great. And I
he's-
want
yeah.
wouldn't want this to be the end of his character. Just dying, barely being in this show.
Because it was so abrupt. It was like clearly a shoulder shot in the previous episode, and then at
Yeah.
the beginning, the week is like they killed him. It's like,
Yeah, I
dang,
thought it was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
they killed him.
Wait, really? I know. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Who got
Yeah,
him
he
to
was
the
so
who got
good.
him to the back to tank?
Yeah. They need to get more back to tanks in Mos Espa instead of just having
Yeah.
one in Jabba's
Have
palace.
Right?
like a Roman bath.
Yeah, like a little sauna or something, a little salon. But yeah, that leaves more opportunity for some Cobb Vanth to be a cool character with some cybernetic implants.
Oh, yeah, with those robo shoulder.
Yeah, his robo shoulder. I guess that's all it would be. I get then like finish him with a robo tummy.
He's gonna be like the Winter Soldier of Star Wars now.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, no complaints here.
Yeah, but I guess maybe Boba could just hang out in Jabba's palace and Cobb Vanth can just be out on the town or something. 100%. I do wonder though, because this is a very Tatooine centric show.
Yeah.
I do wonder if I'm sick of it yet, because we're gonna have another show that might potentially take place entirely on Tatooine.
Yeah.
I think for me, this is a really interesting topic for me because I've seen a lot of people say this. I don't think I'd ever get tired of Tatooine. I don't know why. I feel like it's just it is the
can't quit Tatooine.
I just can't quit it. It's too good. But it's like the middle. It's the compass. It's the home. It's the heart of Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll never kind of really tire of it. It's always that sort of spot that you redirect back to, whether it's A New Hope over Tatooine, or
I think Ewan McGregor just being in it at all will be enough to carry me through it, taking place on Tatooine.
I mean, Hayden Christensen as Darth Vader. I remember meeting him for the first time and being like, "Sir, take my soul." No, I actually made him laugh, which was the best feeling, making Darth Vader laugh. Okay, I went up to him for celebration. It was the first time he did like celebration, and I said, "You were my hero growing up." And he went, "Oh, thanks." And I went, "And villain." And he was like, yeah, you got me with the whole.
And Jumper.
That was Orlando, right? When you met him, and Jumper.
Yeah, Orlando. It was the 2017 one, right?
Yeah, 2017.
Oh, I was gonna go to my first Star Wars celebration in 2020.
Do you still have your tickets? You can go in May.
I do still have my tickets.
I was gonna say we'll be there.
Go?
Well, I'll be there. I don't know about you.
I'm gonna go this time.
Yes.
I've been waiting so long.
Your life is gonna change. It sounds dramatic, but it is a very special experience.
I've always wanted to go.
So special.
And it finally happened.
It's ridiculous. It is kind of like church, where you kind of realize, like you were joking about earlier, like sometimes you can have conversations or jokes with people about Star Wars, but it never really quite hits. So you're like, should I bring this up? Like, will they get it? Doesn't matter. You can meet a total stranger and be like, Ben Quadraneros, and they'll go,
yeah,
Mahonic. Thank you, baby.
Like, Mahonic. The natural reply.
Yeah.
It's like a secret handshake. Just bring up 2 pod racers.
It's like Brulars. It's like yeah. Greedo.
Deadbolt.
Gasagano.
It's the weirdest place. It's the place where you'll meet new friends, you meet old friends, and you'll be walking, and then you'll see that one of the things we saw last time was someone dressed as Emperor Palpatine on a hoverboard.
That was awesome.
But like the cape was covering the hoverboard, so it was just Palpatine floating around the convention center.
It was awesome.
That sounds amazing.
There was a mouse droid that had a little porg inside it.
Had a little porg, and somebody had a remote control driving the mouse droid with a porg in it. It's like,
oh wow, sounds like I'm in for a treat.
You are in for a treat. It's gonna be
I will
bad.
say, the reason why I love this episode is very personal. I know you both were kind of like middle of the way, or like kind of lukewarm towards this episode. I actually personally love the action sequences for one major reason, and I actually asked a friend of ours to make a demonstration of what this would actually look like, and I will tag the link in the YouTube. But I'm going to show you via the phone on the screen, which isn't perfect.
Oh Lord!
What can we do? This episode reminded me of being 9 years old, playing Battlefront 2. Do you remember the Mos Eisley map?
Yes.
And you would do the heroes and like villains mode. This reminded me exactly that. I mean, even the big transport shows up. And I was like, and so I asked one of our listeners, Dan Grievous, who is brilliant,
Dan.
if he could take the sequence from that episode and recreate it as Battlefront 2. And the one
What?
thing I asked him to do was to please put Lopty Neck over the footage.
I was gonna ask if Lopty Neck was
yes.
gonna be on it.
So there you go. There's a little ball.
Oh.
Look.
Dan has outdone himself yet again.
My God.
Amazing.
I
It might have changed my perspective on this whole thing.
I kind of want him to recreate the episode. Like, just put that in the actual episode.
Yeah.
Because,
Oh my God.
like, so much about that felt just like me just running about causing shit. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, sometimes, remember there's like 5 Han Solos fighting on the battlefield
Yeah.
for no reason?
Darth Vader's fighting Anakin.
Yes.
Which, again, ridiculous.
Amazing.
Also, I don't know if you know this, but there is an AI bot system, the same voice sort of system that you can make Luke Skywalker say stuff. There's
Mhm.
one online called, I think it's AI Uber Duck or something along those lines. And someone's uploaded the, I think the guy's name is Matt Lucas, who voiced
Mhm.
Anakin in the Clone Wars show for Gendy and the original, I think, episode 3 game and Battlefront game. You can make Anakin say whatever you want using AI technology. So,
Whoa. Really?
mhm.
Charlie has made him say some interesting things in the past.
Ah.
I'll just
this
say
may have
that.
opened a door for me.
Oh no.
I will say that it is very useful if you want to use Anakin Skywalker.
Oh, I'll find some
saying words.
uses. I'll find a lot of uses for this.
Oh Lord.
There's gonna be a lot of Funhaus videos with Anakin.
Oh,
Yeah.
you have got to do it because it is. I'm
Please.
trying to see if I can find the
This
voice.
will
video.
continue on my never-ending quest to inject as much Star Wars as I can into
Yes.
Funhaus content.
It's our favorite part, to be honest.
Yeah,
Where it
I
belongs.
will make my promise will be that on our next podcast I will mention the Colicoid creation nest as much as I can.
Yes.
Finally. I
Ugh.
mean, they've been waiting all this time to finally get some representation. And I feel like
yeah,
this is the time. I'm trying to find this stupid link I made.
Jesus.
Okay, here we
very
go.
Curious about
So,
this.
This is what I put. I appreciate everyone's valid concerns regarding the AI voice technology used to bring Luke Skywalker to life in recent stories. However, I'm not totally mad that technology exists and allows me to do this. And this is what I used to...
Ark, you must go to Horny Gel. Ark, you must go to Horny Gel.
There you go.
Ark, you must
Yep.
go to
Anakin.
Anakin is okay. Let's be honest. If anybody in the Star Wars universe is going to horny jail, it's Anakin.
It's Anakin. It's 100%
Literally
Anakin. I was just having this
Kill the
discussion with
entire
somebody.
Jedi because of this.
Like,
Go to horny jail,
staring
Anakin.
at Padme. Like what? Like Attack of the Clones. Anakin just cripplingly horny.
Absolutely.
So true.
I'm going to
Yeah.
say Padme's horny too. She just hides
Yeah.
it better.
Yeah.
She's like, "You're making me feel uncomfortable," and he's like, "Sorry, milady." Like, Anakin, why are you making that face right now?
Also, Padme, like, girl, don't act like you can't get it anywhere else. Look at you. You're a senator. You're a
Yeah.
strong, confident, beautiful woman. This guy's kind of a creep. What
Yeah.
are we doing here, girl? Like, full stop.
There's a
Full
lot
stop.
of eligible bachelors in the Senate.
Truly.
I've said
Come on
I've
now.
said this once and I'll say this again. That hand has a vibrate saying. That's who you marry, okay? That's who you marry. You marry the vibrating hand dude.
I mean, hey, it works for him too.
That's right. His and hers. Vibrating hand.
Yeah.
So
Yours
they
and
sell it in the
mine.
galaxy.
Oh my god. Dang it, Anakin. You horny bastard.
Oh, God.
More machine now than man. Horny and evil.
Every part of them can be used for sexual nature. Like, okay, Obi-Wan, I wanted to know if he was my dad or not.
Long ago I was but the learner. Now I am the masturbator.
There you go. That's it. Luke,
Oh.
join me and we can rule the galaxy. By the way, I chopped your hand off for
Oh,
a very
sorry.
bad reason.
Yes.
Oh
That's,
goodness.
in the Death Star 2, you just hear the one hand go down and the chasm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
The-
bless him.
goodness.
Maybe
This
that's
is
why
gone
he
places.
wanted to help Luke. He wanted to help his son out. He's like, trust me, you get the ladies. Let me chop your hand off. He's like, no.
Father, please. Father, please, no.
Please, damn it. Bless his heart. But yeah, where are we?
We're
The future of Tatooine, I guess.
future of Tatooine. It's
do we
horny
think-
jail. That's what Tatooine is.
We're in horny jail,
Yeah.
master.
Like Grogu chose the shirt. Just like, all right, where am I sending you, Grogu? I ain't going there. R2 will drop you off. I'm not going.
I did like that. It's kind of like when he's in episode 6, where he's like, I'm never going to return here again. And then it's kind of nice that
It's true.
kept
He
that.
didn't.
He kept that
Yeah.
word. He's like,
He's busy. You gotta
"Fuck
build his
that
hut.
place." Yeah. He's got to find new students. He just got rid of the only one he had.
Yeah, that
Oh,
won't last for
goodness.
that long. Yeah,
that'd be
I think
fine.
that just about covers Book of Boba Fett.
Pretty much.
What do you think we'll see a season 2 of the show?
Yeah.
You think so?
I do. I think so. Partially because they didn't market it as a limited series, and I think enough people have been watching it that they'll make another, because especially with like the Mando stuff involved. It literally is like, one big Star Wars show galaxy of overlapping stories. So I think they will probably do it, and I hope they do, because I want more of Boba Fett being, give him some troubles on Tatooine. Go let him be the marshal, or the guy fixing all of Tatooine's problems.
There's only
Mr.
story threads here at the end that could definitely continue.
Yeah. So I think
Yeah.
so. I think they
Yeah,
probably
I think
will.
you're right. They'll make another one.
Mhm.
And I think as well, like introducing Cobb Vanth using the Mandalorian means that now they have that those two characters haven't met now, so you don't
Yeah.
necessarily have to fall back on Din in the future. So that maybe season 2 will be Boba and Cobb transforming the whole of Tatooine. Maybe they go around and like
Yeah, make it
But-
into a nice place.
exactly
Mhm.
spread the gospel. That's why it's not in the sequel trilogy. Like
Do
we're
us all a
staying out
favor
of this.
and like make it look different. Maybe they'll do that. Go some plants
Yeah.
or something.
Grow
They're
some
talking
plants.
constantly about how there's water on Tatooine in old times.
Mhm.
Bring back
Figure
the
that
new
out.
meat.
Find out that there's a bunch of water in underneath the sand in Tatooine. Yeah, get it out somehow.
So that weird milk fruit.
Oh yeah. They got their black melons.
That's
Yeah,
right.
stinky
Nothing but
milk
those. And that like Pokemon that came out with the 4 arms.
fruit. You mean the the Ray Harryhausen rejection?
Mhm.
Yeah, yes, exactly. That thing.
By the way, that has an official name now. Have you seen what the name is?
It
for
is? Okay.
No,
It's
what's
the
the name of it?
It's the Tatooine Sand Ape. I wanna know who to pick that. I'm pretty sure that's
Is that true? The Tatooine Sand Ape?
Tatooine Sand Ape.
Is that like an NFT? Goes, oh boy,
No.
I'm collecting a few.
Sand ape?
It's the Tatooine
Oh my god,
Sand
you're
Ape?
not joking.
Okay, so this kind of messes with my Star Wars dream job of being the Jane Goodall of the Star Wars universe with monkey and ape lizards. I don't want to save that thing. Like,
Oh,
I don't
want to
help that guy. Yeah, I'm a little
Sometimes
short
it looks like a
with
centaur.
it. Centaur. It does kind of look like a centaur.
It's got like a 20 app. 20 apps, man.
Oh my god.
Tatooine
I do-
Sand Ape. I'm taking that to the bank.
Very
I
creative.
gotta
naming.
spread the word. There's a creature called that in Star Wars.
Tatooine
Sand ape.
Sand ape.
You got your
It's
like
fantastic.
you got your Sarlaccs, you got your Tyrantotex, your Mythosaurs, and your Tatooine Sand Apes.
Where's the
I think they gave
creativity?
up. Like Bantha.
Yeah. Oh my god. I
Snorlax.
guess like Kawaki and Monkey Lizard, kind of in the same vein as that.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, it's goofy, but I love it.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, it's
I
like
do too.
it's a four-armed, ripped dude, I guess.
That's really all it is.
Yeah. It's like,
It lives under the sand.
what's it doing? It's just
Yeah,
like
no,
under
it's
the
right next to
sand.
that house too.
Oh, good for
Oh
them.
goodness.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm really intrigued to see what they do in season 2. If they do one, I think they will. I hope they do. I think there's a lot to explore of Tem. I feel like there's a lot to explore of Tem in different shows and different contexts. That would be interesting. I'd like to see him as a clone. That'd be great. Commander Cody would be
I know,
interesting.
there's so many characters he could be.
Yeah, it's like that could be a million people.
Yeah.
I'd like to see some de-aging stuff with Tem. That'd be fun.
Mhm.
Because we've seen de-aging in terms of the Tarkin and the Luke, which isn't really real, but we've never.
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't think we've seen de-aging tech properly, apart from Luke. I guess Luke Skywalker in Episode 8 was used.
Oh yeah.
I want to see that used for Tem as like a younger Jango Fett. That'd be great to see, or perhaps
him
even
wear that armor
a
again.
clone.
Yeah.
I would be
Insert
nostalgic
clone
for
here.
that. Yeah.
Because
Any
I
clone.
wasn't sure or
Not
not
taking.
if the Order 66 flashback, if that is costumes. I don't know if it was costume or CGI. If that was costumes, that might be the first on-screen costume clone ever, right?
Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day. Yeah, I guess it really would be.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
They
I
were all
don't know if they've clarified
cartoons.
it. Yeah,
The prequels.
but they look pretty
I can see
great
either
if they were
way.
CG still. Yeah, like I feel
Yeah.
like they look pretty great in that sequence.
Yeah, I would
Um,
definitely have more confidence now in them making a photorealistic clone trooper out of CG than they would in 2003 or whatever.
Are you saying you're not a big fan of the DVD Yoda rap
Oh my god.
sequence?
Nope, that's still great. That holds up. That holds up 100%.
That's canon, right?
Yeah.
Let's ask
That's
Alex.
the one thing I miss about the expanded universe now, Legends, is that literally anything and everything could be canon if it existed, no matter how it no matter if it was complete garbage, it was canon. Had to be.
I have to say, you're right, but there is a sequence, or like there's a thing with new canon that's kind of come back to the EU being weird and rubbish, and it's just something I saw on Twitter this week on Wikipedia once again. This is the best
Oh, thank
description
God
I've
for
ever seen.
Wikipedia.
The best description I've seen on Wikipedia.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
you ready? Where is this? Okay, the city became known as Freetown and was the site of a battle between the Red Key Raiders and Vanth's allies. Later, Vanth defended the people from the Tusken Raiders who attacked their village. By around 9 ABY, the town was once again known as Mos Pelgo. The Mandalorian Din Djarin traveled to Mos Pelgo, searching for another Mandalorian. After meeting Vanth, he acquired his armor after helping slay a crate dragon that had been killing Mos Pelgo's livestock. After this victory, the town was once again renamed to Freetown.
What the hell?
Because in the Aftermath books, it was called Freetown, and then in the Mandalorian,
Was
They
it
called it
really?
Mos
Oh my
Pelgo.
god! What
So-
the? What? That's so
So-
weird.
So to deal with the inconsistency, they went, the town was called Freetown, we're going to rename it Mos Pelgo, and then we're going to rename it Freetown again.
Again? Oh my god! Yeah, I didn't remember that from Aftermath.
So
Oh my
that's
God.
that's how Wikipedia is dealing with that, rather than it being like, oh, they're
We're getting back
interchangeable.
to it. The more Star Wars stuff is getting made, the more we can get back to just having just like giant piles of weird stuff
Which, yeah.
in canon.
Yeah, like
Weird
I
blood.
just hope as long as one day the official Wikipedia page for Breast gets back to how it was with Legends, I'll be grateful.
Yeah.
I know the one you're talking about.
Yep, there's the Legends one with the weird art of Ayla Secura naked, and then
Yeah,
there's the canon
it's
one
real weird.
It's really
Oh,
weird.
My
And
favorite one
it's,
is
the whole description is just like, yes, this is what a breast is
Like-
normally.
Like, I didn't have to go here to find that out.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
like
that-
the Star Wars on Wikipedia. It's like, this is a boob. Sometimes there's milk in it. Yarna Dal Gargon's got 6 of them.
breasts, also known as tits.
or as they call them on Coruscant,
Move milkers.
moof milkers. Yeah, well, I mean, they can have it in canon now. Though it's like just having the picture of like Luke sucking on one on his Octu or whatever.
That's
I
right.
think the favorite thing about that
That
page,
was
I think the
someone
official
saying.
picture is Anakin when he has the dream about Padme dying and he puts the thing on. I think it's just his tit. Like,
Yeah. Or it's I think it's Anakin dreaming of his mom dying, and he has nipples out.
God.
I was talking about this like last night with somebody, talking about like, oh, I need
Oh
to,
my God.
like, remember when he's like under the covers, he's like, no.
and they used the same effect from the prequels with the Grogu
Oh,
flashback.
yeah.
They actually used the same
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
iris.
Having the flashback, yeah, the little
That was so
rainbowy
good.
kind of effect.
Yeah.
Small
Like-
details. I love
It's like
it.
when Shmi died. Memories.
Just
like
when memories.
Memories. But yeah, I think that's
Star
all we
Wars
got.
Nightmare. I have a little figure on my desk at work of one of the Thala Sirens, the boob monsters.
Yes.
But it's wearing the Slave Leia outfit.
I've seen the picture. It's so good.
Yeah.
That's
It's very-
amazing.
Small amount of those were made, and I immediately ordered one. It's
Right,
horrific.
Before we wrap up, I've got a few questions to get through. If you're ready. Let's see.
I was born ready.
Absolutely. First question is from @BMFan on Twitter, who says, should or does Thundercat fix Cobb Vanth using Cad Bane cybernetics? Should he also claim Bane's vibrators, jet boots, etc.?
I think we talked about this a little bit, but yeah, get that drip, Cobb Vanth.
It's right.
You need it desperately.
Yeah,
maybe
dude.
we'll get some face hoses.
Sharpen his teeth.
Yeah, get rid of
Use
his
that
nose.
bantha brush.
Oh dear.
I mean, that
I-
quick aside, having Cad Bane say like,
If I were you, I wouldn't be sticking my nose in anybody's business.
I'm like, you don't have a nose, you goofball.
Yeah, fuck you, dude.
That's why you get away with it.
Yeah.
I
Anyways,
see.
yes, I love Cobb Vanth should get Cad Bane stuff.
It's just sit there.
@Serious_Sloan says, which fight sequence was your favorite?
I'm playing through all the episodes in my head right now.
I know Claire's one.
You know my one?
Yeah, it's the thing you call
What is Claire's
gay,
one?
gay Star Wars.
Oh, we're talking about in the whole series. Yes. Nothing. No. Gay Star Wars was my favorite fight. Absolutely favorite fight. The
Which one
Black
is Gay
Chrysanthemum.
Star Wars?
The Black Chrysanthemum fight where he pulls him out of the Bacta tank, where Boba Fett is literally lubed up fighting a bear. I just
That's
need-
gay Star Wars.
It's gay Star Wars. Star Wars is so like he's covered in lube and fighting a bear,
It's
and then a
true.
bunch of
Wearing
rainbow
underpants.
teens show up, and it's just like, yes, this is every color of the rainbow I needed it to be.
Oh
Yeah,
my
no, mine's
God.
definitely gay Star Wars. You're right, Charlie. Thank you.
That's a
I
solid
didn't know we were talking
answer.
about the whole one. But
Oh
yes.
man, I should have gone before that one.
Iconic to me. We love you, Santo.
Yeah, boy do we. Oh, man, I like the one where they're stealing Boba's ship back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's just
That's
it's a good Fennec Shand action scene.
which we needed so much more of in this season. We
Yeah.
really did.
She's great.
She's amazing.
I like that one. Follow up is probably like Din Djarin fighting Paz Vizsla. That was pretty exciting.
That was fun.
Yeah.
This douchebag been like, my cousin owned that sword.
Yeah.
What a great
Come on
what a
now,
guy.
Paz.
I think for me, I really like the train sequence. I think episode
That
two
was a
was
good
the-
sequence.
Oh,
yeah.
that was cool.
see the Tuscan lady throw them off the train, and I think it like
Yeah.
gets run over. Like
I might change my
strapped
answer.
through.
That's a really good fight scene.
It's
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, it was.
Uh,
I was really apprehensive because like the fight scene in the first episode with all the people with the shields.
yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't big on that one, but then like the second one had the train scene, and I was like, oh, this is cool.
Train scene. I think that might be my favorite episode still. I know people
Mhm.
love the Mando episode, but I have a big soft.
As far as
spot for that
Boba
episode.
centric episodes go, that was
Yeah,
probably one of my favorites.
Absolutely
for sure.
At FDUERME, don't have to say that. I do apologize. Says, Jacob, how do you remain a nerd fan in this day and age? I think I've seen Jacob get into 3 more fandoms and still play video games, carry a job this past year.
They can happen at the same time,
Yeah.
believe it or not. That's a very interesting and abstract question. Sleep less? That's not the real answer. I don't know. It's just like what you like. Even if it's like some things don't really take up as much time. Like being a fan of Star Wars, it's just like I could love Star Wars 24 hours a day, but I'm not like dedicating all this time to it unless I'm watching a new show like Boba Fett or something. What was the question again?
How do you remain a nerd and fan in this day and age?
I don't know. I'm just into nerdy stuff, I guess. There's more of it than ever, and it's great.
Yeah, it's just stories, right? Like you wouldn't go
Yeah.
to an elderly lady and go, "How do you watch Diagnosis Murder and Murder She Wrote at the same time?"
Yeah.
Like, how do you stay in both those fandoms?
Yeah, it's like I just happen to like the things I do. I love Star Wars, love Destiny, love Gundams, evidently. Barf. Yeah, it's, I don't really know how else to answer that, but I'm sure I'll come up with a better answer later when I'm sleeping.
And the final question we have, which is my favorite question that we've been asked, is from Jerbius _ who says, "Is that legal?"
Is that legal?
I don't know what my favorite Neomoidian line is. That's probably one of them.
Shooter or something.
Yeah.
That's such a good
That's a
one.
good one.
I don't know. My favorite's probably they got out the ventilation shaft.
Yes.
That's a good one.
I'm also a big fan of now there are 2 of them.
Now there are 2
Oh,
of them.
of course.
We should not have made this bargain.
Amazing.
Oh God,
There's too many good prequels.
Pure Neimoidian
I
gold.
know. I know the Neimoidian one's obviously a big one, but for me, the line that surprisingly, like, if you were to say which Star Wars line pops in your head the most, and it's the most random one, for me, is the banking clan sign your treaty.
The banking clan will sign your treaty.
Like, you fuck. And obviously, our favorite nipple playing
Oh yeah.
droid fella.
Watambor, baby.
What Tambor?
Yeah. You call him nipple playing?
He does the nipple.
He's not able to articulate his
The
thought
Techno
until he
Union
takes care of a
Army
few
will-
things.
That's why he's doing that.
Is that
with
your
his voice, 'cause
disposal
his nipples.
gown?
Wow. Oh, what Tambor, you freak.
Oh, he's
Kinky dude, man.
I know all these like weirdos in the Confederacy of Independent Systems. They all need to go to horny jail. That's what
They
the real problem is. The prequel, there's so many horny people in the prequels.
Everybody
Prequels was a
goes
horny
over
time.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
God.
you gotta respect him for that. But yeah, I feel like that's all we've got time for. Apart from our overall thoughts and scores, of course. Should we just do the final 2 episodes overall, or do you want to do them individually?
We can do the final 2. That's what we're here doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
Just to let you know, though, in advance, Jacob, we don't do things normally with the Imperial Senate Podcast in terms of this show. We don't rank things out of 10, if that's okay with you. We rank things out of 10.
Oh, there he is.
I love that sweater. Every time I
What's
see
he wearing? What's that turtleneck sweater he's wearing?
his little turtleneck. He's so
He's
cute.
happy.
He looks so cozy.
Oh,
Okay.
cuddling.
I see.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
I think that helps
who wants
me
to go first?
decide my score.
Claire, why don't
Somebody
you
else can go first.
Yeah, Claire. you go.
Okay. So the last episode, you know, when you put it within the series or with whether I put it alone, there were a lot of moments about it that I really enjoyed. Just as like a fan of too much Star Wars media over my days. The fan servicey nonsense worked for me. I enjoyed it, but you know, I wanted to get back with and going with the end to our story. I don't know. I'll give it a out of 10. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Why not?
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. And this finale, I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10, just because there were moments where like it felt like it dragged on with the fight sequences, and like some of it, like I feel like they were kind of trying to do a little bit too much without really putting the work in beforehand, like the city versus country feud, but now friends, the Cad Bane introduction and death. Like for the series, I feel like there was a lot of things that just didn't get enough exposition on to get fully paid off on in this, but I enjoyed it. The fight sequences were really fun. Some top-notch Grogu moments. So, you know, I ain't mad about it. And 2 Mandos in jetpacks fighting people, which was like, come on now. You can't not like that. Come on.
That was a great moment. I think for me, I would say episode 6 was great. Like, I loved the episode. It blew my mind, obviously. Like, I mean, just seeing Luke Skywalker, like, post-episode 6 will always be, like, mind-blowing to my brain.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always grateful for those moments. I'll give the episode 8.5 purely because I know I'm an outlier here, but I actually really liked the finale. Like, I thought I was sort of just pleasantly happy to watch the episode from start to finish. And the one thing that I had a criticism with was that there wasn't enough Tem in the previous episode. So for me, I just love more Tem. Like, I love him, like, goofing around. I love him, like, doing the crazy eyes before he kills Cad. You know, like, everything about it was just fun. And again, to me, maybe it's bias, but I had that Battlefront energy of, like, running around.
Battlefront energy that's potent.
Yeah, it's potent. Like, even when the big, like, transport appears, and it's like, it just feels like when you're fighting against the rebels, and then, like, big, you know, the big alliance craft appears out of nowhere and then blows up, and then you have to run around, and it just felt very much classic energy, like it's something I would have loved to have seen growing up. So I think for me, I'm going to give the finale a 9 out of 10. You know,
9 out of 10.
Look at his eyes.
Because there was more.
How can you argue with that?
Look at that eyebrow raise.
Beautiful boy.
He's so
what about you,
cozy.
Jacob?
What about me? Okay, I'll keep it short and sweet. Let's see. 6th episode, loved it. Love seeing Luke. Love seeing Mando. Love that bittersweet not reunion between Mando and Grogu. Love the ants and stuff. There was only one Boba Fett scene, so that's gonna be 1 Tem out of 10.
Because there's not too many Tems.
Yeah, and then 2nd episode or the finale, a little messy for me. I loved Mando flying around with Boba. That was cool. Love that Rancor. That's about it. I'm gonna give that one Commander Cody, a 5s, and unfortunately a Dogma out of 10.
Oh.
I know. Controversial. I know. I don't usually like to quantify my feelings on things, but that's how I'm putting it.
If you gave it a fox, I'd be like, okay, we have to get.
I reserve that for only my harshest criticisms.
But no, perfect. Jacob, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh, you're quite welcome. Thank you for having me. Love to come back for any more Star Wars talk. Love talking about Star Wars.
I'm glad you said that because we're going to have you back as long as we can, as many times as you want to pop on. Because, you know, me and Claire.
I built a little Mando on my stream the other day.
Oh, cutie.
Yeah, it took me like 3 hours. He's so cute, though.
He's
Look at my little
adorable.
Mando.
Oh, an even littler Mando.
Oh, I
Got
I
that
don't have a
spear too.
Mando.
We got to get rid of the spear though. Both of our Mandos have spears,
Oh,
and it spear
Yeah.
got turned into a shirt.
wait.
It's got turned into a shirt. There we go.
Another Mando. Oh, there we
Yeah.
go.
There
There's
we
a
go.
boober.
They're gonna
Boober
kiss.
Fett.
Oh, they're gonna kiss. There's gay Star Wars again.
Yeah.
Star Wars is gay, actually.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both for having me, and thanks for
Yeah.
watching, folks.
Yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for the questions, and Jacob, you're always welcome back on the show. But where can people find you?
Oh, in a handful of places. Well, I'm on lots of always making some Funhaus content on YouTube. So you can go to the Funhaus YouTube channel, watch all our goofy stuff there. And I'm also on Twitch, twitch.tv/JacobFull, where I on Mondays I build Gundams and stuff, and occasionally a Mando, and just play video games. Then, of course, the Idiots in Abroad podcast that I do with Alana, John Smith, and Rahul Kohli once a month. It's a good time. We also talk about Star Wars a lot there. Trust me. And yeah, that's where you find me at.
See, me and Claire are being very like low key, but we're big fans of you. We're big fans of Funhaus, and we love the show.
Funhouse.
I'm glad. Gotta get more Star Wars stuff going on in there.
That's
Yes.
right.
Thanks,
Convert
Sarah.
them all.
Yeah. Our most recent one, we did that Star Wars Lethal Alliance gameplay with Bruce.
My God.
And you know Bruce is just tweaking over all of that.
Oh yeah. And I got to
Yeah.
do my best. I got to be Boba Fett in the beginning of that one.
Yes.
That was great. Yeah.
Yeah. So
My favorite one you did recently was the one with Alex. That was the
Squadrons one.
the Squadrons one was incredible.
Yeah. That was the first video I produced. Like,
Oh, wow,
when
really?
I started producing videos, and no, you know what? I want to make the most Star Wars ass video ever.
The costumes were just top notch.
Yeah, because I edited. Oh boy, they didn't feel top notch. Peek behind the curtain. Well, I mean, Alex's costume was really good and like actually real and stuff. And the rest of us ordered ours from Amazon. Like I had a helmet, of course, already. It's like, where is it? It's like behind that box that's in front of it.
Yeah.
But I had the
magic,
helmet,
baby.
but the actual jumpsuits were like way too small for all of us. So I got my arms in it. I got my legs in, and I just like sat down and split the entire thing in half down the back.
Oh no.
So I basically had my arms in it, and the legs were just dangling down my front.
Oh,
It
no.
was terrible. And like James like ripped the sleeves off of his and stuff. Like the helmets that John and James wore were two pieces of plastic that velcroed together and you put on your head. But it got the job done. But yeah,
Right.
go watch that video. If you're watching this, you haven't seen that video, please watch our
We'll
Star
link
Wars
it in the
Squadrons
description.
video.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure people
it's
have
one of my
watched it,
favorite
but
things I've made for Funhaus.
It's so good. The joke you do with what is it? There's a something Alex says, and then you just jump in immediately, and it's just beautiful.
Alex and
like,
we go back and forth with like the pilot quotes.
That's it. Yeah.
I did flub the line where Han Solo tells him to blow up the Death Star. I think I yell
Well,
like,
right.
"You're all clear, kid. Let's blow this guy and we'll go home."
Let's blow this. Star Wars is
That's-
gay.
Yep.
Star Wars is gay.
Yeah, go watch that video. Go watch our Star Wars related videos. There's a few of
I'm
them.
also pretty convinced that Alex, as soon as you give Alex any opportunity to dress up as Big Starlighter, he just
Oh.
grows the mustache. Like he just pops out of his
Like
face.
when I talked to him about being in that video, he definitely didn't have it. And then in the video, he had the mustache. It was great.
Any opportunity to grow it, he'll do it.
Yeah. It's a good look.
Claire, where can people find you?
You can no longer find me on Twitter, but you can find me on Instagram, and I feel like I should say more than TikTok, I guess. I don't do much on there except try to be cool, all you Gen Zs. You can follow me on Instagram at cstribs. And then you can and I occasionally stream on Twitch on the Imperial Senate Podcast Twitch account, which is always fun.
Cool.
And it's nice. It's a good little family fun time playing Star Warsy games. So, it's good.
Love those.
Yeah,
And soon
if
to be
you,
Zelda. I don't care what you guys say on Twitter. I'm gonna play my Legend of Zelda games on there, and you will deal with it. And you
Do
will
it.
watch.
I feel like you can play any games on the Imperial Senate Podcast tweet. Like, no one cares as long as you say Darth Maul like once.
No. It's exactly. It's funny when you like put a poll out. They're like, "Can I like? Do you want to watch me play games other than Star Wars?" No. Fuck you. I'm gonna do it anyway.
We did that a lot. Like we said, should we talk about something else? And they're like, nah.
No.
Let's see what the people want. Only Star Wars? Okay.
All right, I could do that, but it's gonna get weird, guys.
And don't forget TikTok on the Imperial Senate Podcast TikTok as well. And Claire, you do reactions, right? Wink, wink.
Oh yeah, I do that. I react to things. I've been reacting to every episode of the Book of Boba Fett. That will probably continue into whatever television show is coming up next. And one
including
of these days,
maybe
droids?
one that you
Droids.
I'm watching Droids for the first time ever, and it is quite a treat.
Oh my god.
It's been a treat. So it's coming soon. So if you want to
Have you met
watch
Notorious Pirate Kybo Ren yet?
Yes. Yes, I have. I'm like,
when like Force Awakens got announced and they're like Kylo Ren, the bad guy. I'm like, is that like Kybo Ren, like the stupid pirate from the Droids thing?
I was kind of hoping we get to see the
nobody
Great
thought
Heat.
to check this. No,
The Great
okay.
Heat.
Right.
Oh my god. Please, I need to go watch all these reactions right now.
Yeah,
gonna be
we'll
a
do
good
that.
They're coming up soon, don't you?
Oh my god.
And Claire has got the if you missed our any of our like playbacks and gameplays, Claire's Fallen Order first playthrough is on YouTube as well, so you can watch those parts and you can watch Claire fall off like a dozen cliffs. That's great.
You can, and you can watch me scream in terror over Ogdo Bogdos constantly. It's
Fucking
great.
Bogdo,
I hate those guys.
stupid frog ass bitch. So hard. It kept kicking my ass.
I know.
And
They're
there's
so
I just
ghosts.
started the game. I don't need to die this often.
right.
There's like fucking ghosts.
Like, I'm
on the
already
cliffs.
not that good at video games. Why? Why? I'm over it. It's fine. I'm not mad. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much I think.
R.I.P.
funny.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
And if you want to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter at CMWASHBY, on Instagram, Charlie Mercenary Ashby. And you can follow me, like all this stuff here, like my link tree. Like if you just want to click the link tree, it has everything on there, okay? Just do that, you lazy gits.
Tell them.
Yeah, I love my audience. I like swearing at them a lot. Jacob, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
And thank you everyone for watching this series. We'll do one more special episode at some point. We don't know if it'll be in the near future or like later on. So Nikki can tell his thoughts and opinions about the show. But until then, I think that's it for now, right? No more Boba Fett for a bit.
I guess so.
I think so.
Just in our hearts
Until-
and minds.
Yeah. Nothing. Well, next thing's Obi-Wan. Going back to Tatooine.
Oh, hell yeah. Because we need to see more Tatooine. Got to see more sand in
This time
HD.
it'll just be a hut in the middle of nowhere.
Do you think Hayden's really pissed off because like that poster is like his first big Star Wars project back, and the majority of the poster is sand?
Yep.
He's like,
Boo.
Yeah. His
Again,
ideal
back-
poster is just like Padme's back.
I mean, I'm not going to say no to that.
Gross.
I love the way he awkwardly touches her back with like the back of his hand.
Yeah.
Like he's a cat that he's afraid of petting. Like,
Well, he doesn't want to like blow his load using the front of his hand.
that's so true.
And we know that you were saying it like a cat. You know, Padme's back in cat hands just do not go well. We know this.
No,
That's
they
true.
don't.
That's
what
very
we've
true.
learned.
Yeah. Oh my God. Anakin was probably in a panic when he saw her midriff exposed in the middle of that battle.
He lost it. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back. No, she made her decision, Anakin. No, I need to finish.
Yeah.
Sorry?
My heart is beating.
God.
Oh God. Yeah.
But on that note, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next time. See you, everyone.
Bye.